He looks like Wilson.
Like the soccer ball, the fucking
No, from Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. Oh, the
Yeah.
What does he say? I don't know. Yo, I never used to watch that shit. I used to think that shit was way too like corny for me, man.
What? Oh man, we love that shit. I watched that shit all. Well, I've rewatched it recently.
But it was like one of those shows as a kid that I just didn't get into.
No.
Like that's you. When it was around and I had a chance to watch it, I was a kid, and at that time I was like, Home Improvement. What? Fuck this shit.
I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to watch that.
Watch no Home Improvement. Give me some fucking Teletubbies or some fucking like, whatever you was watching at that age, man. I forgot.
There's a lot of shit going on at that time. The cool thing about it is that like anyways, welcome to the show. What is up?
Yo.
Podcast, MuseMe TV Irvin.
It's an honor to be here.
Irvin. That's so crazy.
Yeah,
what?
bro.
We met and all of a sudden, bam.
Podcast.
On the podcast.
Now we're right here, bro.
Dude, you have you're pretty insightful guy.
Yeah,
you're nice and is like, you're talkative. So I was like, I got to get him on the show because we can get some shit going. So
yeah, when I bring my other homie, that nigga will just fucking
just go off,
bro. But he's in a good way.
That's good.
In a good way,
Well, that's what we do here, man. We talk massive. We're gonna talk a bunch of stuff. Talk conspiracies and talk fucking aliens. Talk about fucking the way the government fucks us over all the time.
Damn,
presidency right now. Who do you think? What's gonna happen with the presidency? Why is there so much conspiracy with 2020?
2020? I don't even know, man. I just like fuck politics.
Fuck politics.
Damn. At the end of the day, I'm just like, I know I should probably pay attention to some of this shit because these motherfuckers decide all types of shit. They make moves for us that we don't even know they're making. Really, like they be doing stuff that one day could come back to us, or they probably already has. I'm just like paranoid thinking about it.
They say that about the fucking user agreements and fucking everything that you use. Like, probably, when you signed up for that mixing board, you signed up for that keyboard and you're like, oh yeah, I got to get that program. So it's like, oh, hey, you agreed to this license and terms and agreements. Yeah. What's in there? Huh? Uncovering all kinds of porno files that we used to do.
Damn.
That's the whole thing is
watching my history, like, yo, don't go to my history.
I'm glad. Yeah, they're just like, I'm glad you bought the product, and here's all the stuff you can do with it, but here's all the stuff we're doing to you.
Damn. It's a lot of shit they're doing to you, man.
That's the government for you, dude.
Fuck, man.
I didn't mean to just blow your mind out of the start.
I know this shit. I know all the shit that I thought about, man. Shit's like really disturbing. If you really think about it, it goes deep. It's like a rabbit hole of a bunch of fucking things that you could really, conspiracies, beliefs, everything, man. That's why it's weird, bro. There's so much shit out there, man. You don't know what the fuck the truth is anymore. Like, I don't know what the truth is, bro.
Nobody does. Like, what? I feel like this is a simulation. I'm still fucked on that scenario right now.
Yeah, we talk about simulations, and I thought about that. It would be crazy, but all that shit would be crazy, bro. But really, I don't know what it is. Like, we don't know what it is. All we know is that we can see things, we can interact. That's what we're given.
Live that life.
And like, there might be information of like that people know that we don't know. Like, governments having shit that they know. Like, just the thing that they would know. Like, what the fuck? Like, there could be some really dark, heavy shit that if the rest of us heard about it, like if this information really got out there, it will fuck over a lot of people's lives. Like, people will die. People will probably kill themselves because, like, you ever just been hit with some like really heavy information and it just fucked you up? You got a little depressed, or you got sad, made you mad, cry, whatever. Like, imagine a mass of people finding out information that's way too great for them to like comprehend and shit. And it might just be some really like haunting ass shit. Like, I used to think, what if we're just products, right? And some intergalactic fucking shit. Like, you know how we have animals, right? We have dumbass animals that don't know that they're fucking gonna get slaughtered. They're just raising the shit. They're just like, we're gonna eat until we fucking can't be fed no more. And then we go to somewhere and then boom, they just die. They get killed. Imagine like alien species, right? We just like an uninhabited colony in space. They're like, don't fuck with these people because they're not on our level yet. Like, there's a whole world out there happening. If like space is real, that's what I think, man.
Oh, dude, space is real though.
Space is real, but then there's also that argument: what if it's not real? Like,
Look
I know
up,
it
look it
sounds
up,
ridiculous.
look up hashtag space is
Space is
fake.
real, and I
to the
believe
internet.
it's real.
I can't connect to the internet.
But I
What?
have to think about the other options too, like the other crazy, like what if it wasn't real? That should be crazy. Like, what the fuck would
It's
be
alright.
in? There's so many questions, bro. There's too many goddamn questions.
There's some people. Okay, so that's like the people that think the flat Earth theory. Do you think they're real?
Fuck no. Like, I
But
don't.
they believe something,
But
and
they
a
believe
mass
that shit, bro.
a mass people.
I used to think.
You should
I
be
think,
fine if you
I don't believe
reset
in
it.
it. But what I think about that is like, people believe in what it might be right. Maybe they're right in some sense. You know, maybe the Earth is. I'm not saying like maybe the Earth, like them saying the Earth is flat is, and saying that there's something. Like, if the Earth is flat, then what would it be, right? If the Earth was flat, would that mean that we're not really on a planet, but more on like a structure, like, right? Like, imagine just if Earth really what we're on was just like one giant, well-crafted spaceship that just had some weird shit going on with us. They really just kept us in time, like some big, massive scale, because there's always something bigger, right? There's something bigger than us, and maybe we can't comprehend it because it's too great.
Do you remember? You watch Rick and Morty?
And I haven't watched that shit.
Oh man, I don't want to ruin shit for
I've
you
seen
then.
like, I think the first or the second season.
Yeah.
They do the Mad Max shit.
That's the third season.
That's the third season. I
Yeah.
saw like the first couple episodes of that. The first one.
Yeah,
The Mad Max one was like the last one I seen.
that shit's fun, man. That blows my mind with how funny it is, but how like real it might be. Because with the whole multiverse theory and all the shit that they do there, there's a simulation thing where it's literally just a little fucking machine that runs on a track, and the guy is inside that simulation, and it's just like a track, but yet his whole world is going. It's like if you play like a picture graph, when it's going in circles and you see a whole picture keep
Yeah.
changing into something different. That's like that whole concept that his whole world keeps changing and it moves, but he is just like this little dude that's not even really moving. He's just in this little thing. Like, think of it in this sense would be kind of scary, because it's just like, as we move along, we build the pattern that we see. Like, we can't really see in front of us so far, but as we walk forward, then the simulation starts building it forward more. You see what I'm saying? That's a cool little thing that I loved about Rick and Morty. That episode is that, like, when they were in a simulation, he's walking more forward, and all of a sudden, obviously you can only see so far ahead of you, but the farther you see ahead of you, the more the simulation would build itself because it wants to keep going.
Whoa.
That you should watch Rick and Morty, man. I think you'll love that shit.
So
It's
like
so fucking funny.
I'd have to leave Earth, and my brain would build it for me as I'm going out. Like, oh, this nigga's leaving. Up, we gotta start. All right, you see this, you're gonna see that. Like, that's basically in a simulation. The people are like, oh, he's going. Like, do you have even in a simulation? Do you even have control of what you're really doing? Then, like, if we're in a simulation, like, are we really consciously just like free to really do what we want, or is it already being determined by somebody somewhere else, like in some twisted sense, like in a different dimension, some heavy shit like that?
That shit blows me away too. I wouldn't know. If I always get the thought of, like, I like to say that we're a simulation. We're in a simulation, but we're not the main characters. The guy that's doing the simulation, we have nothing to do with that person. That guy has nothing to do with anything, but we're an extra character in his simulation.
That'd be crazy.
Kind of like Cody.
I used to think, like, imagine when you died, right? Because you ever think when you go to sleep, you can have like a whole long ass fucking dream about some crazy shit, and in like a couple hours you had like 2 days worth of dreams, like in a couple hours and shit like that. You have fantasy scenarios play out in your head like crazy in dreams sometimes. So like when you die, depending how you die and shit like that, like if you slowly are dying, and then once you do click, like you still have a little bit of your consciousness, right? Like, what if like the afterlife, when people envision when they come back, was really just what they made up for themselves? Because I was like, what if you create your own thing? Because if you die and you still have a little bit of time, like what if you just go somewhere in your brain? Because the brain's so powerful, you can imagine shit, you can dream shit. What if when you're dying and your brain is still a little active, that it just doesn't play out a whole like worth like a long like a whole lifetime of shit, right? Within seconds, you could just like live 100 lives in a small instant because your body slows. Like, Inception, how they go into the dream, and like each time they go into the dream, they're slowing down. Like, they're going slower than what the reaction is. Like in real life, shit's happening. In a second, he had like 3 fucking dreams that he went into and stretch out a whole lifetime in an instant. and shit like that. So if you're dying and your brain just goes somewhere, you think your brain can go somewhere like that in an instant and slow your shit? Like in Inception, it's going into different states to slow down your kind of like, all right, this is the last bit of consciousness you're gonna get before it's lights out and everything's just black and you just fade to black. Like that's the shit that used to fuck me up when I was a kid.
I can see that. And I always thought of it kind of the opposite way. Like, say, you know how they always say we live multiple lives? Like, you know, you've lived hundreds of lives. You've even lived in the Middle Ages. You've lived in, like, caveman period. You lived so many different lives. But yet, when you die, you see a brief second of all of those lives. Like, you've seen you living all those lives.
Insane.
And then you die, and then you live another life. So, like, you get to see the past lives that you lived.
Am I already dead then? Am I already like, yo, I'm in a dream right now. I'm in Inception because I'm like really I just got shot somewhere and I'm like, all right, I'm going to live the rest of my lives.
Yeah, there's probably another version of you that's dying right now that's living this life. But I mean, that's too much to comprehend. Like, I need to pay my bills. I mean, I can't fucking...
Fuck all that shit, man. All that shit.
Do you think that's what makes us a little bit more... like, I guess not smarter, but like, I don't know, we have so much we have so much worries about like financial issues and stuff that I can't really like. Look at how hard you said like you had to get that. You're like, man, I was like, I got some equipment.
But that being said though, that also brings a lot of joy to certain things in your life. And I used to think about like, well, the control part really sucks that we control the bills, because I hate like getting paid fat and then like, oh, here you go to some asshole.
Most of it's gone, yeah.
But that's just how it works, man.
Should it though? Should it have to work that way?
I mean, yo, I think it gives us a sense, in a way, of importance when we have to do some shit like that. Depending the person, like for me, I feel important in paying my bills because my mom's and my little brother live with me, so like we all live together. So if I don't help out, then we're gonna struggle. You know, shit's gonna get rough. So I feel important to do what I'm doing. That's why. But at the same time, I'm also tied. Like I think about that too. Like fuck, I'm also like contained in this situation. I can't like just leave because I could, but it'd be kind of fucked up, you know.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to, as you like, say, help provide.
It would a little bit like it would weigh heavy on my judgment. I feel bad about it. Like gotta stick to your family, help them out because they're gonna be struggling. Like fuck that, you know. So
there's a guy running for president in 2020 who says he wants to give everybody universal basic income.
That dude, I know what you're talking about. Universal income. That shit was crazy.
Yeah,
I thought that sounded cool. It's like getting a tax. It's like getting a tax return every month. Who doesn't want a fucking tax return every month, bro? $1,000 to $2,000. But then that's just me making the money that I make, and I don't make shit. So like to me, that sounds great. But imagine a trucker or somebody who just lost their job that like makes a grip of fucking money, and $1,000 to $2,000 isn't gonna be enough to like fucking hold them down monthly. Like they need more than that because some truckers, bro, and like the jobs that's because you know the whole reason why he's doing it, why he wants to do universal income.
What's up?
Is because like robots is replacing all types of like work. The people are going out. Like pretty soon, you're not gonna have fucking work because of fucking robot. But then somebody made points to that. There's companies that probably won't go into that like transition of like, nah, I'm gonna just keep it with humans. You know, keep people employed. But a lot of companies might be like, I'm gonna make some motherfucking money. Fuck y'all, peace.
Yeah.
And just fire everybody. Robots, like hire a couple of engineers. He probably pays her just as much as some of those workers. Like 3-4 of those workers' salaries.
And that's one engineer.
That's one engineer, bro. It's a lot of money.
And you know what's crazy is that Walmart is doing that. Walmart is implementing robots. I mean, they did it now with the self-checkout. That's supposed to be robot implemented.
That shit that shit fucks up sometimes too, though.
They're
getting better at fixing it though, so eventually that shit gonna be flawless as fuck.
It's gonna everyone's just gonna pass right through. Because my friend here actually is employed at Walmart. I'm bringing it up. I love bringing it up. But anyways,
a bunch of my homies used to work there too.
They talked about actually getting robots here soon in the back.
Yo,
they'll be doing stocking jobs, like, you know, taking like big pallets, like, so pretty much getting rid of the forklift job. There's no more forklift drivers. Robots will do it.
I wouldn't mind because I fucking used to hate doing forklift. Yo, when I used to do that shit at Home Depot,
let's get it.
I used to get sketched, bro. I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna fucking drop a pallet on somebody and kill somebody. Like,
so you were kind of worried about it.
Yeah, like to me that'd be cool.
And how? Okay, so when you got the job, did you have to take a safety course or something?
Well, once I wanted to fucking, because I was just hardware. Once I wanted to like to do the extra shit. because it like gets you like they have you on some bullshit reward. Every place you go to has you in some bullshit reward system to try to get you to like work hard and bust your ass, right?
Yeah.
So at Home Depot they had this shit called Homer badges, where like if you fucking went out your way and somebody like recommends you, or like you made a customer really happy, and they're like, oh, that fucking young fellow over there, he was really helpful. He fucking helped me out. I like to just say some good things about him. Can I talk to a manager so I can tell him how good? Like, they had to go out their way to fucking, like, say some good shit about you. And it's really, like, I wouldn't even really go out. I had to be so, like, satisfied with my fucking experience somewhere for me to be like, let me talk to the manager so I can tell him how amazing my fucking experience
Yeah, like, they
was.
literally would have
Like,
had
get
to
the
have,
fuck
like,
outta here.
gone out, like, let me just pick up the whole thing, deliver it to your car. Like, how good of the service would it be to always to do that?
But like you would get bonuses, like if you get bronze, you get colors, right, and you get money bonuses.
Do you have this? No.
No, this is Home Depot.
Oh,
This is
man.
Walmart. Well, I don't know what the fuck Walmart do.
Oh.
Walmart don't do shit.
Yeah, they want
They
robots.
just fucking jerk your employees around, bro. My mom works at Walmart too, bro. I never worked there. I was like, nah, fuck Walmart.
Nah, fuck that.
Walmart, nah.
But anyways, so yeah, they have the bronze and silver thing
Yeah,
where
they
you get
fucking-
better.
You get money, bro. They just suck in you like to make you want to bust your ass and work hard, so you can have something to like. Oh yeah, like your boss would have to recommend you for one of these, and if you got like people would have like hundreds of them because they just kiss the ass. Like some of these motherfuckers really kissing ass. They get the fuck out of here. But like every company, bro, has some shit. AutoZone. When I worked at AutoZone, they had fucking, I don't remember what the fuck AutoZone. I used to hate that job, bro. AutoZone fucking sucks. Like, if I didn't really give a fuck about the car shit, like, I thought I did. There was that, like, almost like I thought I did. I watched the Fast and Furious like, a couple of times, and I thought I did. Because my brother and them also like that shit. He really knows this shit. But I realized that's not really my fucking.
You don't want to go down that.
I
shit.
appreciate that shit. Like, I appreciate, like, the cars. I'll be like, oh, that shit's hot, but. At the same time, I just like to learn how to do basic shit that I need to, like how to fix a car rather than
do what the other. What do you prefer better out of the two cars? Like a sick old muscle car or like a nice like fucking Japanese import? American made or Japanese import?
See, Japanese is dope. I have a Toyota. I like Toyota.
It
But
lasts.
like muscle car,
It lasts. The Toyota lasts.
the muscle cars are dope too. I think a lowrider. To me, like I'm not really like kind of Mexican. But yo, a fucking lowriders are dope though. Like to have a nice ass lowrider. Like that would be my choice if I had something nice. But then there's something efficient, definitely like an import. Like I want the fucking gas. Like that's why I got a Toyota. I'm not trying to spend fucking $50 to fill up my tank
just to
and
be
then burn
cruising,
it in like a
right?
day.
Yeah.
Go for a cruise and then burn that shit. Like,
Can't be cruising with
I need
that
my
shit.
stuff to last. I'll be living paycheck to paycheck, bro, struggling.
That's the grind. That's the grind here.
That's the struggle, bro. That shit sucks.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
the grind too. Nah, it's a grind.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous bullshit. So yeah, fucking Andrew Yang, fucking trying to get some universal income.
What we was talking about. My bad.
No, you cool, man. That's what this is about.
That
We talk
dude
about
fucking-
everything.
That dude though, that's cool. Like he wants to help out people who lose their job from fucking robots, and I appreciate like that for the people that probably would need it. But it's still like for the people that really get paid a lot though, like 2,000, 1,000. There's like more to it. Like I don't know how it would work, where the money would come from, because they talked about that shit too. But I
Tax
forgot that
increases,
part.
right? That has to be it. A tax increase, that has to be it. At least somewhere where it start coming
He
from.
said something. I can't remember what he said in the interview, but he said something about.
Oh, I guess. Are you into the new Star Wars franchises?
I love Star Wars. I love that shit to death. Even the prequels. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I remember watching episode 1 when I was a little kid.
And it was
Like,
cool, right? I liked
the
it.
trilogy had the better lightsaber fights, man. Word. But like, of course, the original trilogy was a classic, man. And I was pumped when episode fucking 7 was coming out. I was like, word.
The Force Awakens. They just dropped today the new trailer for the new Star Wars.
I haven't watched it yet.
Let's throw it on. Throw it on.
Yo, I watched the Joker. Have you seen the Joker fucking trailer?
Are you
bro?
ready for that?
That one I'm ready for, bro. I've been waiting for that shit.
Oh man, because
I didn't think anybody was gonna be able to do it as good as like Heath Ledger, bro. And I think Joaquin Phoenix is gonna kill that shit. I watched that preview and I was like,
he looks like he can do it. Because I mean, DC's been fucking up with their movies.
DC always be fucking up with their movies, man.
They did something good with Shazam though.
Yeah, but they're getting their shit together, yeah. But they've been fucking around a lot.
Look at that shit. Episode 9, dude. 9.
They pump them out quick, bro. It's like Saw movies now, bro.
Past all we
Bam.
know.
Like every Saw, they had every Halloween, they had a fucking new Saw movie, bro, around that time.
1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
There it is. See? What everybody wants to see.
The lights. That's how they do it.
That's how I do it.
No. Like, yo, sometimes they show too much in these trailers.
Oh, what's his name? Lando.
We'll always be with you.
Did you CGI it again?
No one's ever really
What's up?
Did you see CGI Carrie Fisher
Oh,
for this
man.
movie?
So they do it all, dude. They have to do it all.
Bro, that looks so good, did she? Did she die? Did she die like in the middle of the last one, bro?
Yeah.
The last one, or did she die after that shit came out?
There you go. The Rise of Skywalker. What the fuck? Cancel this shit. Are you done? Get out of here. Let's play Lego Star Wars. But
Have you
yeah,
seen
dude, that just dropped today. So
Have you seen the fucking Joker's preview though, bro?
yeah,
That shit was crazy, bro.
like, do you think it's gonna be? They're obviously going back to the old style of shooting because it's gonna be like a sickle. Where's the CGI in that? They don't need it because it's gonna be a nice written fucking story.
That's gonna be the Joker's origins. I know where they're, and they're going off that fucking Joker, man. The Killing Joke Joker. Like,
Do you think so?
'cause
I don't know the whole what Joker line they're going off of, but I feel at the end of Joker they're gonna do a cameo of him falling in the pit or something.
I don't think he needs a pit. This ain't that Joker. That's Jack Nicholson. Though, because I think, yeah, in the Killing Joke, he does fall into a vat of acid.
Yeah.
That's right. He does.
So
And
I
then
think
he
they'll
becomes all like
yeah, the fucked up. So
but that's when he has it. That's like, but that's before he like gets the green. Cause like before he falls into the acid, like he didn't have no green hair. He didn't have any of that. The vat of acid turns his like whole shit white, and then his hair green. At least that's what I think it does. I gotta read up on this shit, but
then you know too how they always do that shit. How they mix them up. They're
in
like
this one he was taking a shower. Like in the preview, he was taking a shower. He was putting hair dye in his shit. So like he's already dyeing his hair green. He's not falling into a vat of acid that like turns his shit green.
okay.
So
That's a good sign. I did not see. I didn't notice that.
that made me think like, yo,
Because I just wanted that to happen. I'm just like, that'd be so sick. I want to see him fall in the acid. But if anything, I could see it happening towards the end of the movie.
because they gave us the Jack Nicholson. But that in the comic, I do remember there's like the mob hires him, right, to do some shit as a Red Hood. I think, yeah, the Red Hood, and that's when he falls into the vat of acid as the Red Hood. And shit like
Yeah.
that. I don't think there's shit like that here, but instead, like in the Killing Joke, I think he had a wife that dies, and this one it looks like it's his mom.
Okay,
That lives
yeah.
with them, that his mom's gonna die, then he's gonna snap. So it's different in a little bit. Like it's different in certain ways, but I think it's going
It's gonna
towards
be,
that. But like the Batman, I think there's gonna be no Batman. Like in this one, it's gonna be just all Joker movie, no Batman.
You don't think he's gonna fight Batman towards the end?
Fuck
Maybe.
no, it's gonna be. It's because it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be how he becomes a Joker. It's gonna be a movie about how he snaps and that whole like uprising of his shit. And I'm like, yo, that's dope because they've always like kind of kept his origins to a mystery. They have like different origin stories for Joker. So, but this is like the most like popular one.
That's probably everyone's gonna want to adapt it. It's gonna be the one everyone uses. Like, oh yeah, this is the main Joker origin story that everyone uses, anyways. But
it might be that one. It's probably, yeah. I mean, it's Killing Joke. Yo, he's a comedian, or he's a clown. He's doing clown shit. he's gonna just snap and start killing people. That's gonna be dope, bro.
Again, though, I don't know. They fucking always do weird shit. Like they'll mix two of the stories right at the end. Like you said, probably his wife. It's not that. It's gonna be
Like,
his
I hope
mom.
they don't fuck this up. I really hope they don't fuck it up because I'll be sad. Because I love the Joker, bro.
It's
That's
okay.
Like,
it's
my
okay.
favorite DC character. Like
We got
Joker.
We have Endgame. It's coming. It's
Endgame
coming.
is dope. I can't wait for that shit.
That's like in like a week.
I know that's crazy. It came fast, bro. Life just goes so fast after you get out of high school, man.
Dude, it's out.
Just go forward with that life shit, bro. By that time, I know I'm gonna be like 37. I'm gonna be like, where the fuck did my life go?
Oh man, no.
Nah, not like that in a negative way, but I'm just saying like where did time go? Like, how quick shit just happens, bro.
Can you think of things now, like cool ass things you did in high school? You're just like, oh man, those were some fun ass times.
Nah, high schools weren't the best time of my life. I definitely don't want to say that high school was the best time of my life because to me that's sad. Like to some people that's cool, like they had the best times to them, but I'm like, yo, I don't want to like hang around on my like high school memories and consider those like those are like some of the best times you think because it was the first time you experienced a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And also like had a lot of fun, like, you know, growing up, and it was easier times, so you think like, yo, some of the best times, but I'm like, those are like the best times growing up, but I want to make like adult like good times. Like I don't want to
Adult.
like, when I'm 37, I don't want to still be looking at back in high school. I don't want to be looking at my 37, 47 still talking about old shit, like reminiscing maybe, but like I want to have stories of shit that I do throughout my life now. I don't want to just have, because a lot of people don't do shit after they get out of high school, bro. It's sad. Some people just go to college. They don't do shit in college. They don't turn up. They just study, do their shit, go get stuck in a cubicle, and then they just work for the rest of their lives.
Live the 9 to 5, do the fucking, that's it, the bean counting job and everything.
They might go do some cool shit, go see some movies, go fucking some concerts maybe, but at the end of the day, they still go and clock into something they hate doing, and that's fucking shitty.
That's always the hardest thing too, to submit to it. I mean, do you think people get to that point where they have to do it, or they always should have that ambition that they can do something if they want to do that they love?
I say it's no matter, like, it just depends. Like, some people just want to live really comfortably. Some people are willing to, like, trade a lot of shit just to have a lot of shit, you know, materialistically, or maybe just comfort. Some people, it just depends. But what the fuck was the question? Yo, I'm fucking stoned, bro. What
philosophy, dude. We're talking philosophy. We have
forgot,
mad
bro.
questions. We have mad things going on.
I'll be talking about some, and I'll be on it, like, yeah, and then out of nowhere, just, wait, what the fuck was I just saying, man? Gone.
No, we're talking about high school shit.
Oh, yeah,
Next year will it be your 10-year anniversary?
10-year anniversary?
Yeah. So this year is my high school's 10-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
So next year it should be yours, right?
Next year. What's
or
next
within.
year? 2020. It should have been, bro. My shit's going to be 2021, bro. I had to do extra year in high school.
Really?
I was a class clown, bro, back in my old high school.
You're cool, man.
I was always fucking around in class, bro. Just always.
Shit that that happens to most of us, because I fucking was back in 5th grade.
Yeah.
I fucked up in 5th grade, so I got held back, and I should be a 2018 kid.
Shit, I made it all the way to high school without getting held back, and then credits came and grades came, and it mattered what you did. I'm like, fuck, your mama couldn't tell them, like, nah, just pass them,
just leave it, right?
Yeah, now you gotta study. So I fucked around a lot, so I had to come down here. It was either like, my mom told me to go to military. I don't think they would have took me to military school when you're that close to 18. I don't know if that's how they work, but my mom told me you gotta go with your pops. You're gonna go to military school.
Oh, fuck
they
that.
want to go to military school. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. The military is kind of, I mean, I'm glad they do what they do and stuff, but I don't know. It's too hardcore for me.
But at the same time, like, yo, I'm almost 18. Like, I'm supposed to graduate. And, like, I got to go do an extra. This is going to be my 5th year. It's like, you know, like military school? Like, do they even have military? They just call the fucking army or the military itself?
Military school is just going to the army at that point.
Yo, like.
At that age, anyways,
I'm
I
about
would
to turn
think.
18, and, like, you trying to get me to go to military school? Like, will they even accept my ass when I'm so close to 18? Unless they're going to just sink me into the... Yeah, exactly. Just, like, kick right straight into the military, jumpstart that shit.
Oh, man.
Just make the process easier when I turn 18. Like, oh, we already have half the paperwork done.
It's already good.
Like, fuck, I don't know how that shit works. But
Well, don't you have to register already? Go into the army right away? Like even after you graduate and stuff, you're like
once you turn 18, you're
selective
supposed to like,
service.
I mean, we all do that shit. But like, unless we go to some crazy war and we got bodies,
Korea and China, bro.
if we do, bro, and we just need like, if we go to China, bro, China's so populated, they definitely drafting motherfuckers. We're outnumbered, yo.
China would be sick. Like,
because if China and Russia, bro, those are two big ass continents that came. If they came at us, bro, like we'd hope our technology and soldiers are on point, way better than their shit is, bro.
because you think they have the numbers.
I mean, they have like China's big, bro.
China's big,
Bro, China's got so many people that they had that what is it? That law where you could only have, where each couple could only have like one.
They
fucking
yeah,
kid,
and they recently now took it off.
Yeah, what does that tell you though? Because like that tripped me out, and I was like, do they do that shit because like the population is finally wind down enough, or are they doing that because we about to go to war?
Yeah, they're expanding. They're expanding, dude. They're expanding. Yeah, have you ever heard of ghost towns?
Ghost towns?
What they do, okay, China, what they've done is they buy like a bunch of shit in South Africa and stuff. They like literally be like, hey, South Africa, let us lend you money. We'll lend you all kinds of money and you let us build shit here. And they're like, okay, go ahead. So they build a bunch of like unpopulated towns. Look up some pictures of ghost towns. They have unpopulated places in fucking South Africa. Unpopulated, but they look like Chinese, like if you were in China.
Oh, okay. It's like a Chinatown in fucking.
Yeah, but they're ghost towns, so they're not unpopulated yet. Nobody has moved in there. Nobody's done nothing. They don't even
built like all the everything. They just built everything.
They don't even let some of like the workers do that. They employed all of the work. All the work was employed by Chinese workers. They didn't even like let the South Africans and stuff be like, yeah, well, you guys can help build, so we can give you guys money and do your own jobs. Nope, we're even importing our own workers to do it. They're literally doing it to fucking.
Whoa.
You should probably.
That looks like some mega projects, like the mega projects. A lot of those buildings look the same.
Dude, it's like one of those
colors and everything, bro. Like, look at that shit, bro.
And I don't know.
That shit looks like some Monopoly ass game, bro. Like the buildings all have the same color roof, and then the different, like they all bunched together. That shit's crazy. Oh, that's how. Damn, that's big already, bro. And that's just a new city they're building. They're just building all the buildings.
Yeah, nothing's
they're
in there.
Building this huge ass city, just getting ready to move motherfuckers in. Like Chinese people are just gonna move there.
Like I think they're literally gonna be like, "Hey, bro, where's the money you owe us?" And they can't be like, "We can't pay you. We don't have it." And but well, we're just taking this land then, and that's it. That's their land now.
Who's?
South Africa and those areas.
I mean, it is their land. It's on their land. Like, yo. Like, people always be going to Africa and exploiting their shit.
That's what they're exploiting it. They're exploiting it, and it's not fair.
And do the people dirty, man.
And there's actually I did a lot of research, too, that there was, a lot of research as in fucking watching a bunch of YouTube videos. But I saw a YouTube video where it's talking about the rarest minerals in the world. There's a bunch of rare minerals all over the world, but China is the only one that's really focused on mining those minerals. So they have the biggest mineral mining system.
They're trying to build the first lightsaber
in China. So they get all the good minerals and they distribute it to everyone else if they want to. They're like, oh well, you guys need precious minerals. Well, we'll ship it out to you guys.
Trying to monopolize on that shit.
Yeah, they could, only because other places of the world don't do it yet.
When somebody knows something else that nobody else knows, and they exploit. That's how you do it, man. That's smart, but it's fucked up too.
That's the same thing in like the nuclear war thing.
But what the fuck do these minerals have use though? Like, what are the use of these minerals? You know, because sometimes we just like shit because it's shiny. You know,
Well, like the purpose of like gold and stuff, right?
Gold
like
has
a sickle conductor.
Even copper, like wearing copper is good for your circulation. Like it all has some of it has benefits, but
yeah, like our body has copper in it, or like certain amounts of metal in it. I think it has like magnesium and iron in it, but we have like. I mean, I don't want to pull out the whole chart, but
how about like a fucking biologist?
Yeah, biochemist or
biochemist and shit. But I just know we're made up of a lot of the same shit that's on that chart. I just don't know exactly what it is. I know iron, all that shit.
There's this cool thing that I saw where like they added up all the elements that we have inside of us, but there's still a percentage missing that nobody can account for. Inside of our body, there's something missing, and people say like, well, that's the soul.
That's the soul?
That's your soul. That's what you're missing. That you have all these chemicals and all of these minerals inside of you, but that 1% that can't account for, what is it?
It's your soul.
And like, I don't know. What do you believe in consciousness? How conscious, like,
Consciousness that's another fucking rabbit hole, man. That's a lot of shit, man. That's a lot of shit to think about.
like
'Cause
even like,
it all goes in the same place. Like with it's a bunch of what ifs. I never know, and it trips me out because I'm like, why the fuck do I even perceive the things that I see? I look at things, I hear things, I taste things. I can fuck a bitch, bust a nut, get AIDS, die, all types of shit, cancer. I can fucking see things. Like, what about blind people when they can't see shit? Like, that's a trip. I fucking can't imagine like not being able to see. But
can you imagine hearing better though? That's even crazier that
heightened
happens.
senses, that'd
Yeah.
be cool. Everybody wishes. I wish I had a heightened sense. That'd be dope.
But okay, you can get them if you trained. But obviously, you're not gonna walk around your house blindfolded half the
I
time.
don't think I would want to have good sensing around my house, like, cause like I hear what my little brother's doing, what mom's doing, and if they're doing some shit I don't want to hear them doing, like, yo, I can hear it, like, yo, this shit's fucked up. I don't want to hear this shit. I can hear what my mom's saying to her boyfriend, like, gross. I don't want to hear this shit, like, yo.
So you're already thinking negatively to these senses.
I want to like a control. I want more control of my ability. Like,
Okay, you just don't want to be like,
I
oh
want
fuck,
more,
I could
like,
hear
it'd
everything.
be cool to have things, but to like not have a control of it. Like, imagine
that would be the
telekinesis,
worst.
right? But you couldn't control your telekinesis, like having Tourette's with telekinesis. Like,
So you'll always listen to everyone.
like you get nervous and then shit would just get pushed around. Like, oh, sorry. Oh, fuck. Shit gets fucking. You just turn somebody inside out by accident. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, you just killing motherfuckers. Like,
Dropping it all.
you're like, or you're just mad and then yeah, you're killing people. Like, you ever seen Chronicle? That movie is dope.
Wait, is that the one with the 3 kids?
That's the one with, yeah, with Michael B. Jordan and like the dude who plays the Green Goblin on the news.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
and it's the camera one, right? Where it's
Yeah.
all self-shot
It's
or
all,
whatever.
first person from the camera and shit.
Yeah.
Like that dude gets mad and starts like murking shit.
And you think it was because of an inner thing, though? I think it was because of an inner kind of demon thing. Because that guy was just like, spoiler alert if you guys never seen the fucking movie. But
It's like, bleed blue, I'm a little bitch.
yeah, like, like, I guess I could see it when he was...
dude went through some shit like losing your moms, but he kind of like, as I watched the movie, I feel like he was being selfish. Like, spoiler alert, like, yo, this kid was being, like, he could have had, I mean, I can't fucking, I don't know, man.
He was a bitch.
He was a bitch, bro. He could have tried harder, like, I don't know.
He could impress people like he was. Look at the magic show thing. Remember the magic show thing?
I'm surprised nobody was like, yo, how the fuck did they? That's a lot of crazy shit. Like, if I saw that, like, to see all that shit, you would question why it happened. I would question, like, how in the fuck did
But you can't question magic.
That's because they tell you not to, because they don't want you, because then it takes the magic out of the magic. Like,
oh, man. I'm going to
like
blow
knowing
your...
how something works, bro. Like, when they taught me how to do the little card trick to, like, tell how somebody's card is, and I figured out, like, you got to separate shit all from, like, red to, like, black, and then you have them put the card in the other ones. There's multiple ways to do it. There's, like, pro levels where I'm like, yo, you have to be really smooth with your hands and really quick, but that's the thing I'm stuck in, though, because sometimes I believe in that shit, though. Sometimes I think, like, well, what if there is some fucking magic shit? Because, like, I haven't seen anything that makes me believe it, right? Like, I haven't come across anything, like, crazy. Like, I ain't seen no voodoo shit. I ain't feel no, like, energy presence of some being. I never felt like some shit like that. I never experienced something to make me believe that
there's magic out
there's
there.
magic. So everything that I'm seeing, I'm just like, I know that there's some a gimmick or trick to it. Like, there's some type of shit. Even the Chris Angel shit, I feel like
You'll always be like, he's doing something.
there's something about it, man, and then we just play into it. Maybe we want to believe it so bad that we, like, let it. Because some people might just want to really believe. Because if you think about it, if there was no magic, if you knew for sure that there was no magic, there was no spiritual shit, they were just born to die. Like, that's all it was. And we're just lucky to be conscious. We're just lucky to be conscious. I thought about it in the most dark, shittiest way possible. Like, no afterlife, no nothing. You just die and that's it. Like, blackness or no consciousness.
That's harsh. That's harsh.
That's like a harsh reality nobody wants to face. Nobody wants to admit that might be it. Nobody. That's why there's religion. That's why people got to have some kind of... Because when I was a little kid, bro, I got to that point when I was a little kid where I thought that. And I strongly believed it. And it made me, like, really bummed out because that's some shit that I was like, as a kid, I probably shouldn't have been thinking about. But I was like, damn, that's crazy. I'm like, what if that does happen? There's nothing. You just die. And that shit would suck. That shit put me like, yo, everything that you do in your life, like, doesn't matter what you do, because once you kick it, you know you're dead.
And do you kind of still have that kind of belief, or
Sometimes, like, that's what I'm saying. Like there's that really reality, but then there's like, well, I want to believe, you know. And then they said that there's a thing about people who see ghosts, right? That nobody like you might believe in ghosts, right? And your brain is so powerful that it can make you believe that you see ghosts. Like people, somebody said that they believe that ghosts. Oh, what is it? That people see ghosts. Like they put the people, yeah, they believe that people believe they see ghosts, as in like your mind, because you think it so much, your mind starts to like lets you see it, and you're seeing it. Like, you know, when crazy people see shit that you don't see,
Yeah.
and they're talking about some crazy shit that they're going through, and you're like, what the fuck? Just like if you see a ghost and shit like that, maybe it's because you want to see a ghost subconsciously. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
You want to see a ghost so bad that you're, or you believe in it so much. You believe in that shit so much that you see it, and that's why, like, there's a phenomenon about that shit that trips me out. Like maybe what you believe in, like your brain can just craft it for you. Maybe that's just a subconscious like thing that makes you feel comfort for the death.
Even just like a little truth of something, like say like me and you were at work and you were just like, no dude, I remember you did this thing, and I was like, what? I don't remember. But yet your brain has this thing of recognizing it in that kind of way. You're like, dude, no, I totally remember you did it this
like,
way.
The whole thing about recollect, that is crazy, because they say that your brain does, when you remember shit, sometimes you remember it differently.
Yeah, and it could be, who knows who had the right version at that point.
Shit, bro, because like the things that I know I can remember for sure, like I for sure feel like those things happened, and I know that's how they happened. But like, what if they didn't?
Yeah,
my brain made the switch without me knowing it, and now I believe this, but I might have been believing some. That's some crazy shit.
That blows me away in some sense too, because I'm just like,
but that's the thing. Your brain is so powerful. That's what I was saying. Like the whole, when you die. Remember when I was going back to the whole thing, the Inception thing. When you die, if you still have like a little bit of consciousness left, and you can go into a certain state, like into a dream state. Like when you go in a coma, you go in a dream state, right? You're not dead yet, but you're pretty close.
I don't know.
Out. That's what they say, though. That's what they say. Once you like go out, you still have some consciousness, and you, even when your heart stops and shit, and you just like, if your head cuts off, you still have consciousness, unless your brain just gets smushed, like some crazy shit happens. But like if your consciousness, it's all up here, right? So in that short amount of time, you can go into a coma state, a dream state, a decapitated state, where you just live, like I said, 100 different lives in an instant. Like your brain is so powerful that it can see shit. If you believe in seeing ghosts, your brain is so powerful it can make you like hallucinate and think you're seeing shit. People that have schizophrenia, they have all these things, they see shit. Somehow they can still perceive shit. You take acid, you do some shrooms, you see some shit, and you're like, how the fuck am I seeing this shit? Like my brain is making me see this shit. The drug made make me like, I fucking see waves in the fucking walls. I see patterns. I see all types of shit. Like, whoa, my brain just went and made me see this shit.
And there's even times where you can be like, oh man, I've heard people just be like, oh, I'm getting so fucked up, I could just totally see a bunch of shit just off of random shit too. Like I drink a lot, and like, oh man, I could see.
People hallucinate, man. And that's the thing that makes me think like maybe there is no such thing as an afterlife, and it makes me think of those dark like possibilities, that it's really just one of what it is, and we just can't accept it. That we really just can't accept it, and that's the whole thing about it. But then I want to believe in some shit. Like sometimes I do want to believe in an afterlife, that there's a spirit realm that we can all go adrift to when we die. Because I don't want this to be over with once we fucking our body dies. I don't want it to be the end of it. But I definitely don't want to go to hell or have any religion. Because like, what the fuck's the point of all that shit, bro? Because religion has me so fucked up, and every religion is just like, what the fuck is we supposed to be doing, serving some engine? Like really? Like, what am I going to be doing in the afterlife serving Jesus Christ? Like, what the fuck is we going to be doing? Like, Jesus, what the fuck we going to do today?
Yeah, like, what? Yeah, what's the plan? Like,
even Satan torturing people and putting people to damnation. What's the point, Satan? What the fuck? Why do we have to have pain and suffering? Satan, is there nothing else for us but this? And you'd be like, oh, fuck, I don't know. Like, what the hell's the whole point? There's like, no, like, that's where it sounds made up to me. Like, when you go to heaven, it's everything that you want it to be. Like your friends, people, family, you'll see them again. But like, what if your friends went to hell? There's always that question. And what if you go to heaven and your friends go to hell, or someone you care for is in hell, but you're in heaven? Yeah. You can't see them. But then they said when you go to heaven, it's your own heaven, right? Somebody told me when you go to heaven, it's your own fucking personal made up heaven, and you get to see the people that you get to see, and if they went to hell or not. Like, there's just your version of what you would want them to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's twisted.
Yeah, because then
that's like being in a heaven matrix.
Because yeah, what if you have some fucked up thoughts of what you think heaven is? Because then is that heaven to other people? Like, I mean, where's that kind of contradicts
That's
it.
That's where that like theory of like whatever you think about, whatever you really believe will happen, if your brain has enough consciousness left when in your last like moments of life, it'll be like, oh, let me kick you that shit then. Because there's times where I've had like thoughts about a certain bitch right before I went to bed. And not always like, does this work this way? But on certain instances, it did. Where I think about a certain girl and I have a dream about her. As soon as like thinking about this one girl, then I go to sleep and I had like a dirty ass dream. Like, yo, word.
Yeah, nah.
I was just thinking about this girl before I went to bed and I had a dream about her. That's dope. Like, you ever had a really vivid dream? Where,
I have a problem of even remembering my dreams.
See, I'll certain dreams I'll forget. I'll wake up and I'll be like, yo, but some dreams, like I can't remember any of my dreams now because I think your dreams just go, like unless it's something crazy. But I just know remembering having vivid dreams where it felt really real. Yeah. It didn't feel like a dream. Where I really thought I was in real life. Like I think there was one where I was like in prison. I was like, fuck, it felt like real life. And I was like, damn, I'm locked up. I'm in prison. And then I woke up and I was on my bed. I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit. This is a real bed. This is a good bed.
Bro, it felt so real. I really thought I was in prison. When I woke up, I was so relieved that I was like, nah, this was a dream.
And what if that was okay? So I don't know. This is why you have to watch Rick and Morty because they have this theory of multi-universes, that there's so many universes going on at one time.
Oh, that you're just tapping into one of them?
Yeah. What if you fell asleep and you just tapped into one?
Crazy, because I would be in some fucked up universes, but I would have been dope because I got skins in a lot of those universes. I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah. You have a rap and everything.
I was hitting skins. I was just fucking bitches in some dreams. I had multiple dreams when I was like fucking women, and it's like dope. If I had like, if that was different dimensions, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm getting it in a different dimension.
I'm doing it everywhere, every dimension.
But then there's a dimension where like somebody's in prison because that dream felt really real. And if that was real, that's like, since there's a real life me somewhere in a different dimension.
With that theory, it probably is. Like, because again, it's multiple and infinite.
If it's infinite, bro, then could it all just be
any possibility?
Like, could everything just exist together then? Like, is it really just you decide? Or is that what we want to believe? See, that's just to fall under the fantasy thing that we want to make ourselves believe that there's something way more. And that's where I have the conflict with. That's why it's like, I want to be religious. I want to be able to believe in shit like that and just have that comfort of knowing like, oh, yes, ignorance is bliss. Like, I don't have to worry about, because God's got me. When I die, my soul, he's going to take, and I'm going to do all types of shit with God after I die. Like, it's going to be dope. And that makes me feel comfort just because I know I'm going to go somewhere when I die. But like, yo, question, like, where you going? What about other people and their beliefs and where the fuck they're going to go? Like,
yeah, because that's always the hardest part. The fact that there are good people out there, but just because they believe in something different, they won't go.
Because, like, growing up, I was, like, Catholic and then Christian. And then now I'm just, like, I don't believe in anything, man. But, like, I'm kind of like, fuck. Family's all Catholic, and sometimes I get sucked into it, like my grandma, if I go see my grandma, she'll do the whole pray thing for me.
Yeah, and you don't want to be an asshole. You're not going to be like, bro. No, I don't believe in that. You're respectful and nice.
Nah, grandma, don't pray for me.
Right?
Get that shit out of here. Like, fuck. Nah, I can't be like that with you. Yeah, so I feel like a hypocrite when I do that shit, but I'm pretty sure that's conflict.
It's not really. It's more of a. I love to think of religion as a moral thing of backing up, because not only did religion have this kind of, if you're a good person,
a comfort tool for death. But it was also like a moral.
Yeah, you're a good person for doing all this stuff. Like, if you want to go to heaven, you'll do a bunch of good stuff. There it goes
again. Reward system like Home Depot, nigga. Do good things and you're going to go a place where you die. Like,
you'll be ready to
figure it out.
Dude, that's how they did it.
Heaven ain't a fucking paradise, I guess. Working. When we die, we clocking in, son. Wow. Welcome to Jesus Corporation.
Back and
forth. They're going to come in. They're going to give you a halo. That's why everybody wears halos and they got rings. They're all wearing a uniform.
Oh, man.
It's a work uniform. They're all working this shit.
They all doing
shit. You die, you just go to... Like, that's fucking crazy. See? Maybe, fuck, that would suck, man. I'd be like, damn, I really don't want to fucking go to heaven. Clock in. Like, what the fuck am I going to do in heaven?
Yeah, okay.
Like, maybe that's just some shit that I can't comprehend because I'm in this level of consciousness and being. Maybe there is bigger things. Like, there is probably bigger things at work that I just don't understand because I'm at this scale.
And how does somebody, like, okay, I feel a lot of people that are religious are at our scale. How do they know something that we don't, that they're so fixated that they're going to do it, I always
hear religious people talk about, like, when they started believing more, they started feeling it and seeing the signs more.
Because I have family members too that say, I saw Jesus, that's why I believe. And I'm just like,
again, your mind
where was I?
You want to see Jesus. Your mind knows that you want to see Jesus. Your mind's gonna make you like, yo, I'm gonna make you see signs and shit that are just, because your brain wants you to believe.
But I've always wanted to see like my favorite guitar player. Where is he at?
Who is your favorite guitar player?
I'm just.
you just
What if I wanted to see Kiss? Like I'm always thinking about seeing Kiss.
Man.
I never see Kiss. I see people dress up as Kiss.
About to turn on YouTube, bro, because damn Kiss nowadays, bro.
Kiss is just a gimmick.
Kiss is old as fuck. Fuck the restaurant too, man.
Yeah, the Hard Rock.
Fuck that.
Or what is it called?
Rock
and Brews.
Rock and Brews. Yeah, fuck that place. I went there when it opened up, hyped as fuck, thinking it was gonna be all rock and roll. Like I'm gonna get fucking faded here.
Yeah,
You know,
rock and roll. Woo!
Go there, order a picture for like both, like for. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to have 3 people to order a pitcher of beer, and it was like some overpriced beer.
Really?
Like yo, the whole restaurant was overpriced. It was like fancy. Like
how can you not order a pitcher of beer by yourself?
Nah, like you, not by like you couldn't do it by yourself or with another homie.
What?
You had to have 3 homies to
Dude,
order a pitcher. And I was
okay,
like,
let me just throw this at you. You can buy a pitcher of beer by yourself at Chuck E. Cheese. Why can't you do it there?
or you can go to the strip club and get a pitcher of beer for yourself. They don't give a fuck, man. But like, I was like a rock and roll place, Kiss, all rock. Gene Simmons, like, come on, bro.
That guy's a sellout.
Dude, sticking your tongue out, man. You know what you was using that fucking tongue for? Eating some fucking pussy, bro. Got all the way back there, bro.
Dude.
Gene Simmons' tongue got all the way back in that cavity and shit.
Rock and roll,
And,
like that whole lifestyle.
Have a sellout ass restaurant that's all like, it's like, it reminded me of rich people that listen to rock and roll, like really rich people that just, because when it first opened up, that's like, I felt like all I saw there was a bunch of like high class ass, like rock and roll, leather jacket, wannabe ass. Like, I don't know. Like,
I'm born to
it
be
just
wild.
Really commercial. It just seemed really commercial to me. Like there was some bad bitches there, but it just seemed really commercial. Like this shit ain't rock and roll. This is just a fucking gimmick to get motherfuckers who, oh yeah, rock and roll, bro. We're gonna go to rock and brews, bro.
I'm gonna eat
Fucking
and rock and roll.
Kiss fucking restaurant, like I guess if you love kids, you can support they shit, but they're rich as fuck, bro. Like,
Dude, they market everything.
Like, bro, I saw Kiss more as a brand growing up than I did as a music because I never really checked their music out until like later. Maybe I think Detroit Rock City.
Yeah.
Honestly, what got me a little bit into wanting to look up Kiss is because that movie was dope.
Yeah, that movie's sick.
But like, no, but respect to them dudes because they like, you know, at the beginning, their music. That's why they're a brand. Their music was that good in the time for the people. So that's why you can be a brand. Like, a lot of people, like Nirvana's a brand now too. But Nirvana was a dope ass band. But I remember seeing Nirvana shirts before I even listened. Like my first Nirvana song. Like there's a lot of shit that just gets branded now. Like music, like.
I love talking shit about Kiss because I have them right there.
Kiss.
On the top, like on this side, on the album. That album cover
shit.
is Kiss. But yeah, fucking yeah, they're just a gimmick now, dude. They don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck, man. I was like, fuck that place. I was all disappointed I left. I was like, man, we went and got. Well, I don't remember where the fuck we went. I think we just went and got a 6-pack.
Nah.
But we went and got faded somewhere else. But I was so disappointed because I was ready to get shit faced. And I was looking at the prices on the menu. I was like, God damn.
What the fuck?
Like $20 plates, $30, $40 plates, $50 plates.
What are you doing, Gene Simmons?
You really trying to milk these motherfuckers? Like, it might not even be Gene Simmons that really gave the dough. It might be like a corporation, like whoever owns.
He's getting money. I heard he was there, wasn't he?
I don't know who it all goes to.
Wasn't he there for the opening?
I don't know. I don't know if he was there. I didn't pay attention to it like that because I don't know, man.
I don't think.
I was just like, cool rock and roll place. Let's go fucking get faded there, man.
Let's go get faded. I'm glad that you wanted to pick the rock and roll place over all the other places that you know could probably work out. But you're like, let's try it out. Let's try rock and roll.
Well, it's because I drive by that area a lot. So just seeing like what it used to. I don't remember what the fuck it used to be before it was Rock and Brews. It was such. I just remember when they were building it, and I was like, yo, what's this? And then when I found out it was like a rock and roll theme, I was like, word. I thought it was going to be like super sick. I don't know what the fuck I was expecting, bro.
That's sickle hard rock.
I got so hyped about it, and I don't even remember why the fuck I was so. Maybe just because it was a rock and roll, like Rock and Brews. It was all guitar themed, like guitar seats and all types of like posters. And I was like, yo, I thought they were gonna be having live bands play while you eating music. Like, nah, it's none of that shit. It's just a fucking.
Hey, look at our menu with guitars on it.
It's got a bunch of overpriced food. Beer is like super expensive, ridiculous, like small amounts that you can get for a lot. Like, fuck that place, bro.
Done. I'm going Chuck E. Cheese to get my beer.
Like, the inside looked cool, but at the end of the day, I knew what it was. I was like, man, fuck this. If I want to go get fucking shit faced, I'm gonna go somewhere dope where my money goes long, you know?
All right.
Where I can get shit faced and then go like get something to eat. Like that's why downtown is dope. If you just go out to go drink, downtown is always dope because they got the pizza joint. You got some food trucks that be fucking smoking their food. Like, yo, you got options.
Yeah, you can at least go rummage through some shit.
Some shit might be a little pricey, but it's a lot better than fucking going to fucking Rockin' Brews.
Rockin' Brews.
Like, I'm gonna get wasted. Like, I'm gonna go somewhere else where I can get fucking wasted. Like, you know, cheaper. Like, I'm trying to make my money work. Fuck Rockin' Brews.
They didn't. Yeah, we're done. Fuck Rockin' Brews. We're not endorsing you. Gene Simmons, come sue me. Fuck you. We're done.
Damn.
I'm done with that.
No smoke. Fuck you.
Even though I have his picture, and I love promoting the guy. This is old school though. That was when Kiss was amazing. Not when they were fucking a shitty ass brand trying to like make money. Oh, here's Kiss's idea. What they're gonna do? They're literally gonna retire, but still have the band. People dress up as Kiss and always be able to play shows for the rest of their lives. They'll never be able to lose money.
Bands.
It won't be a cover band because Kiss is just a personality now.
Kiss is just a brand now. Like, yeah,
So-
you can buy Kiss shit. Like, yo, all types of shit. People, yeah, everything rock, bro. I see girls wearing Nirvana shirts, and I know these hoes don't know no fucking Nirvana. Bitch, you can't name one fucking song or sing me shit. Like,
It is. If it is, it's something commercial bullshit.
like they can't name. Like, they might.
How do you
might
feel?
know some shit.
Then how do you feel about like okay, Kanye West wearing like a fucking Megadeth shirt?
I mean, I don't. That's cool if you.
No, it's not fucking cool.
Megadeth, that's cool.
He doesn't listen to
But
Megadeth.
he doesn't. Are you sure he don't listen to Megadeth?
How the fuck does he listen to Megadeth?
Like if he, because I don't feel like he would. I don't think Ye would. Like Ye's weird, right? He do some shit. But
He endorses Donald Trump.
he's on some different shit. Like I don't know what to think, but I don't think.
He's gonna try to run for president.
I think he listens. I think he genuinely listens to Megadeth because Kanye likes to listen to music. He samples a lot of shit. When you sample a lot of shit, you listen to that shit. I'm sure he's had to hear some rock because a lot of rappers like rock music too. They like country now. Look at that fucking country rap song that just came out. That was all big. That fucking Old Town Road.
Oh yeah.
That shit was like. That's too. Like I mean, they've done country and rap before and hip hop, but I didn't think it was gonna hit like this ever.
Not as much as it is now.
This song just like put. Like yo, I feel like there might be a whole new genre, just country trap music.
Oh,
trap
no.
is, like, finally
No.
just hit country, but it's a big hit, bro. Have you heard that song, bro?
No.
It's kind of dope. It's got Billy Ray Cyrus on it now.
Why?
Like he remixed it just to get on there because he thought it was a good song. That shit hit the like country Billboard charts, and then they took it off because they didn't think it was like, you know, met the requirements to be a country song enough. So then Billy Ray Cyrus does a remix with him and jumps on that shit, and that shit went back on the charts. And I think it's like I don't know where it's at, but it's doing really good. That song is, wow, that shit just took off, bro.
Do you remember what it's called?
Yeah, it's called Old Town Road. That's the name of
Old
the song.
Town Road. Let's look it up. Let's look it up.
The name. Pretty sure, 100% sure. Yeah, check it out, bro.
We'll play a little clip of it because I'm pretty sure YouTube's gonna try to be like copyright strike.
Yeah, you can only play shit in like increments of seconds, or else it'll fucking.
Lil Nas.
Little Nas X, yeah, but Little Nas X.
What?
Yeah.
It already, oh my god, the name is already bad. Go a little more towards the middle. Fuck no!
Yo, if you listen to this shit, bro, it's a banger though. That's the funny thing, bro.
Is
Like, I
this
don't
one-
really like country, but I like this song. I was like, damn, if it makes people who don't really like shit, then bro, it's big.
Oh man, I guess I'll have to listen to it and give it my own take. But right now, I'm just what
No, I'm telling you, bro.
music
I think that's
is
what I'm saying. I can believe that Kanye listens to Megadeth, bro. I can believe a lot of that shit. If it's really, but then there was a point in my life too. I remember when I bought a fucking Metallica shirt and I didn't even fucking know one Metallica song. So I'm like, maybe.
really.
And I was like, damn, I was disappointed because I was a kid, bro. I didn't know no better, man.
But see, you bought it because of visual appeal, right?
Yeah,
it looks
Metallica's
sick.
a brand too, bro. Metallica's a brand too.
Now they are, unfortunately.
Since I know Metallica, like since I've ever seen this shits on the shirt, I always thought of it as a brand. I knew that it was a music, but I didn't really hear any of their music. I just saw it as a brand. A lot of rock became a brand. Like I remember seeing
Like Nirvana.
like Nirvana shirts, but then there
Sublime.
was people,
Sublime's a big ass fucking.
Sublime's a big ass one too. Remember one time we was downtown and some like drunk girl. My homie was playing the guitar downtown, just fucking around. And some drunk girl was like, "You know how to play Sublime?" I was like, "Ah, of course he'd be one of these bitches."
Oh no.
Like, one of them girls, bro. We used to clown on them. We used to be in high school. They used to be these kids that wouldn't smoke weed in high school, right? They was just like preppy ass kids. And then when they started smoking weed when they got out of high school, I don't know where they started like doing the One Love. They're all Ross. They wear the fucking colors, Bob Marley shirts. They just completely transform into this thing. I'm like, this motherfucker's like, yo, you fucking
posers.
Fucking, I don't even know what the fuck to say. Like, I'm like I know they're smoking weed for real and they love weed. I'm not kicking that down. But it's just how some of them just really get all Rasta. They're like, oh yeah, One Love, brother. And I'm like, you white motherfucker. Like, the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, a lot of them were just preppy and then they just turned into a big ass, like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh man.
Like, just enjoy something for what it is.
I guess I see what you're saying. I guess that's what happens with music when you get so big, is it just becomes a brand. Like, obviously, you want to sell your merch.
Yep.
Merch becomes a T-shirt.
No, that's cool. Like, no, like, because those people, that's the difference between those people that, like, go see concerts, that really into the music, that really buy the shirts because they like the music. But then there's people that just really, like, people really be doing that shit. Like, just be buying that shit for no reason. Just because, like, oh,
yeah,
it's popular. Like,
I mean, when you, I know when I was younger, I would go buy a CD and shit, but I would buy it because of the way it looked. I wouldn't buy it because I knew anything about the artist. I didn't.
But you still listen to the music though.
Yeah, it took but it took the appeal to find me to get it.
Yeah, but then you still checked it out. You still, even if it was appeal, you still like took the time to listen to it and see what it was, to see if it was even worth what it like
looked like. Yeah.
Yeah, like if it even sounded what you thought it was gonna sound like. So there's a difference between that and then just like completely just being fake about some shit.
Like Kanye West wearing Megadeth shirts.
Like, I'm pretty sure, I think he listened to Megadeth. I'm pretty sure maybe, but then I don't know, because Kanye was really pro black and like back in his days, like when he was coming out, he was really pro black and shit. And like now it's just like,
yeah, what's up?
He does a lot of shit. He does a lot of questionable shit, no doubt about it. But I don't know. The Megadeth shit, I don't know. I feel like he might not. Like,
there's even a quote that he said that like,
I want to believe he does.
He's the rock star. He's the new kind of rock star. There is no old school rock stars. He's the rock star. He ain't no rock star, bro.
Kanye, good. Kanye says a lot of crazy shit, but then Kanye might be low key saying some genius shit. That's what Kanye wants you to believe.
Oh, I can't.
That's what some people tell like, yo.
I don't know if I can take the guy seriously half the time though. I'm just like, oh man, what are you doing now? Did you see that last video that he made with what's his name, Lil Pump or something, Lil Pit?
Oh yeah, that shit. Yeah, fuck yeah. I thought that shit was dope too.
Ah!
I was like, yo, shit's secretly a banger though. I'm like, this shit's a banger though. Like, if this is what, like that song, like if you're trying to look for some lyrical, like meaning behind the song and shit like that, some deep message, you ain't gonna like that shit.
Yeah.
But like, there's just music that's just for the purpose of just
moving. You're dancing,
fucking around, doing some shit you shouldn't be doing, stupid shit. Like, there's just music for dumb shit, like fun shit. But it's fun shit though. Like, there's a reason why it's happening, because in reality, some of this shit they be doing some stupid shit. It's fun.
Everybody went hot on that fucking track.
Everybody wants to have fun, bro. People want to have fun, and some people do it in like really dumb ways. But yo, like, that shit was fun though. That was shit. Like, yeah, lyrically, like, y'all, shit's trash. Like, it ain't nothing lyrically, but it was a dope song. It was a fun song and shit. Like, Little Pump, what'd you expect? You know, like, you know what it is. That's why you got selection in the world.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Pick something else. Like, fuck it, pick something else. Like, I know there's a lot of bad music out there that I don't even really like either. I don't really fuck with, but if I hear it, I usually change it, man. I'm like, fuck this shit.
So are you more of like oriented to finding new music, or do you just stick to what like?
I'm like fucking
what you kind of already know and find like references to that. Like, obviously.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. People do like to listen to what they like, really, because when you grow up or when you're going, there's like the music that you really listen to, you fuck with heavy, like the shit that you really like. Yeah, this is my shit right here.
And then
that's what you grew up on, and then you kind of hard for you to really like stray away from that unless it's something that kind of sounds like it.
So yeah, that's exactly it. You kind of find stuff that has
like,
similarities to it.
Like, nah, I mean, I like rock because it was weird growing up, right? I wanted to do rap and rock, but at first it was like rap because that's what I first remember hearing and getting into was rap. And then I moved to the mountains. In the mountains, there was a lot of rock, and that's where I learned about rock and experienced my rock music. So then I wanted to be in a band, so there's always both.
So you had the the
drive for
influence
both.
of the hip hop and the rap? What were from some of the first music? Like, what were you listening to? 2 Chains at the time, Chingy Bling. I mean,
2 Chainz
I'm
was
thinking
huge.
of my when I was listening to music, songs like fucking 50 Cent in the club and fucking
That's what I grew up to a lot too. But I remember before I even like started picking my own music, when I was just hearing shit. When you're just at that age when you're not really like going and looking for music, you're just listening to whatever they're playing around you. A lot of it was like some Mexican ass music. And my older brother would like, of course they had the Napster days and them shits when people used to download music. And it took like 5 hours to download a song.
yeah.
And they would burn it onto a disc. And sometimes you wouldn't get a whole song downloaded, so you'd have like half a song. But my brother would download all this shit back in the day when everybody was doing it, bro. And he had all these mixed like CDs of just songs he put together and shit like that. I remember hearing like Method Man and Redman, fucking some Wu-Tang shit, some like techno shit, and so just some other shit, a mixture of shit. Hip hop, a lot of it was hip hop though, not really rock, because my brother wasn't into rock, so I didn't really hear that yet. I just heard a bunch of Mexican ass music and a bunch of hip hop, pop music, shit that was just like mainstream. But I
Nice.
remember rap was like the one that really stuck. Outkast, I think it was like Outkast was some of the earliest music I can remember listening to was Outkast.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I remember listening to Miss Jackson, Rosa Parks, like all those songs. I remember being a little before I would even pick what music I could want to listen to. When you're just listening to what people listen to, I can remember Outkast.
Yeah, I could remember those songs too, like back in the day.
I can remember a lot of those, and I really grew up on that. So when I moved to the mountains, right, because my family got divorced and shit, we moved around a lot in Albuquerque until I finally like moved out to the mountains in 5th grade. And in the mountains, bro, was a completely different way the people like. It was a culture shock. It was a change in the way of living. Because I
Where in
remember,
the mountains, if you don't mind me
like I was in
asking?
Tijeras. Like I lived in Tijeras, but I was in Edgewood and Moriarty and like those areas. I go to school in those areas throughout.
Cool.
But I remember when I first moved out here, right out there, it was like 5th grade. I was an inner city kid, and I was used to inner city kid shit. And like these were like mountain schools, right? Edgewood, like there were some people that lived in trailer parks, but there was a lot of people that lived in big ass houses and properties. They just had money. So like I went from seeing like urban style clothing to like Vans, Etnies, skate shoes, all the rock shirts, like bands that I've never heard of and shit like that. Like all this music that I didn't know about. And I remember just seeing, and I was just a hip hop kid, and I was outcasting me. Like I remember I made my first friend, and I was like, "Yo." I had my CD player. He's like, "What you listening to, bro?" And I was like, "Little Troy,
Little Troy.
City Bound, Fat South, And he's just like, "What is that? Is that rap?" He's like, I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, that shit's crap, man." And he's like, immediately, bro, people there didn't like rap. Like I remember 5th grade, a lot of the kids were like, "Rap, that shit's whack." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Damn.
and they were all listening to rock music, and I didn't know what the fucking shit was. So, but I was also like a dirty ass ghetto kid, so I was always right at like outcast and shit. So I just had my grimy ass homies, the poor homies, like we was just all fucking. But it was all hip hop. Like yeah, then once I started picking my music, it was like I remember hearing about Eminem, 50 Cent. I really wanted to check them out. And I remember like my first CD that I ever like owned was like a 50 Cent CD, getting a Ludacris CD.
Okay.
But the only problem is I got them at Walmart.
So they're all
I
explicit.
didn't know that this shit was edited. Like I didn't know that because I had a homegirl that had the same 50 Cent CD I had, and when I looked at her case, her shit had bullet holes, and her CD case had the bullet holes, and I was like, my shit, I don't know bullet holes. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's so shitty that they did
I
that.
didn't even know that. I didn't know about no
Censored
fucking parental
versions.
advisory stickers. I didn't know shit about that, bro.
And they don't even give you the choice to get the censored version or the uncensored
Fuck
version.
no.
They just kept the
Fuck
censored
no, Walmart's
version.
all family brand store. They keep just like you can't buy no porn at Walmart. You can't buy no dildos, you can buy lingerie. Because like lingerie can be like
Underwears, yeah.
Like their lingerie is like not so dirty, like clean shit. Like they don't have the crotchless lingerie.
Yeah, let me buy pantyhose with the hole in the middle.
Bras that show the nipple and all types of shit. They don't have no nipple rings. They don't have no fucking like dildos or weird shit. Lubricant. Oh, they do have lube. Nah, they do have those that section though with all the condoms and the Viber, like the little yours and mine, little toys and shit. So I guess they kind of do. Have
Holy shit! And it's by the baby section too.
Yeah, but they
at
don't have
Walmart,
no big old, like 10-foot double-headed dildo, fucking double fister, twist hand,
right.
Like no pocket pussy you can get. Like it's all clean. I didn't know that, man. Got a CD from there, and then cause like I was like, what the fuck? I didn't notice it. Because the first time you hear something, you think that's how it is, right? Like when you hear the first version of a song that you hear, and you like it, you like that version. But you don't know that there might be a different version. You don't know if you're listening to the radio edit or if you're listening to the uncut version. So I remember listening to the cut version of that whole 50 Cent CD. Get Rich or Die Trying and Ludacris Chicken and Beer, and it was all censored. And Like then I got the real version from a homie, and I was like, oh shit, they're saying all types of shit that I ain't hear in the fucking song. Like all types of shit got put in it. I'm like, whoa.
And that's crazy to think about too. It's like, fuck, dude, how did they get that edit though? Like, do they edit it themselves, or do the mix masters be like, we're gonna have to chop up your music and send it this way as
I
well?
think if like you really want to make money, if you're selling a product and you really want to make money, like, and they have their standards of what they're gonna put. Like, if you wanted to sell, like, of course you're gonna make an edited version of what you. If you're too hardcore, right, but you want to make some shit and you want to sell numbers, you're gonna have to make a dumbed down version, or at least like have them censor shit so people could still listen to it on the radio and your music gets more plays and streams in other places. But like that was back in the day. Now it's different. But now the radio's still the same. You can't play shit. So if you really want to be known as an artist and you want to be played on the radios, like on local, you're gonna have to have some kind of radio friendly song.
Yeah.
Like if you just way too fucking hardcore on some shit.
And now they have satellite radio and stuff, so there's way more.
Now you can go hardcore on that shit too.
There's way more possibilities to get out
You
there.
gotta pay money for that shit though. Like I'm talking about for everyday poor ass motherfuckers that ain't got serious satellite radio. They can't even afford a $10 subscription for Spotify. Like the people that they listen to all their music on YouTube. Or somehow find a way to download it. Like if you want your music to get plus or just even the people that like there's families that will only let their kids buy music from Walmart because they know Walmart won't carry something that's way too crazy. Like Walmart will just have it really like for the family.
You think that's still a thing now? I don't think anybody does that anymore. I think you could find any version of song that you want, however
if
you want.
If you go on Spotify, you're gonna find explicit versions. If you go to streaming services, you're gonna get the versions that you want. But there's even some that have there's even some like I'll go to a page right on Spotify, like I'll go to Eminem, listen to Eminem, and they have like his albums where I think you can listen to it explicitly and edited. And I'm like, whoa. Like who wants to just listen to the edited version of the song, right? But
I guess it'd be weird too, because what if you're like an adult and you have a kid and you want to introduce them to like rap music, but you don't want them to listen to all the bad words at the age of 7, but you want them to introduce them to rap music?
Well, you can introduce them to like the cleaner versions of rap music, like not all
Fuck
rap.
no, I want them to hear Rap God.
Like if you want him to listen to, if you want your kid to listen to Eminem, you just gotta throw that moral out the window. Like, oh, I'm showing my kid Eminem. Unless you only show him like Mockingbird and the really like heartfelt, emotional Eminem songs.
Yeah.
Like not the fucking crazy ones like Kill You.
Any early stuff,
Like
shit
his
like
early
that.
shit, his really fucking dope shit. That was like my favorite shit.
I remember all that shit too. The Marshall Mathers LP.
Eminem show was dope too.
That one was sick.
But my favorite one was the LP.
And I think I heard the Eminem show first. I mean, I heard the one that he did with Dr. Dre. I know that song.
Guilty Conscience. There's a bunch of like songs I can't remember when I.
There's even one before that. What was the other one called? Or not before Guilty Conscience, but after that, where it's like it was on Dr. Dre's album. It was like, nowadays everybody want to talk like
I forgot about Dre. Oh, on his Chronic.
Yeah, that was my first introduction to Eminem.
Really, I can't remember. I remember my friends telling me about Eminem.
And I was like, oh, dude, this guy's so sick, and he's a white guy.
Like,
oh
my
man.
whole family. And I believed him.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who Eminem was. He told me, yeah, there's this dude named Eminem, and he raps about a bunch of shit, and he'll kill your whole family. And I believed it, bro. I was like, damn, this Eminem dude sounds really scary. I was a little gullible ass kid, bro. I was so gullible as a kid, bro. My parents used to tell me some wild shit, and I believe it just because you're a little kid. You don't know any better. Back when you think everything, well, that's when the magic really still exists. When you really believe it.
Santa Claus, eh?
God damn it! I can't believe I ever believed in that shit, man.
There's some crazy ass shit that I don't know.
I wouldn't have. It's just some crazy shit. I remember the extent they went to just to get me to believe in Santa Claus.
Oh man.
Had like fake beard hairs on the table with the thank you note for the cookies.
Really?
Eating cookies, a half drinking a glass of milk. Like, I believed it, bro. I was a fucking little kid, bro. Wanted to believe in
everybody.
It so bad.
Yeah.
You want to believe in these things so bad, right? You just want to, man. But like
at a certain point, you
just a part of you inside is like, yo, this shit fucking fake, son. Like, it's just fake. Fuck Santa Claus. Like, every year you had to look forward to like getting presents or not. Like, yo, it's all programmed. Like, it's so sick how they program that shit into you. Like if you don't have presents on Christmas, you're a sad kid automatically. Like, some kids, like, they just know so much about Christmas and certain holidays. Like, if you're poor, and you're broke, you can't really afford it. It's just like a disappointment, you know? Like, fuck.
That's that.
Some families can't even afford like a fucking Christmas dinner, something simple that they would just really enjoy rather than presents. But like, yo,
That's the
but it's all the
hardship.
trick. It's like fucking just get you to spend money, bro. That's how it works, man. They got to get you to keep spending money, man.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we can't really get. Do we get upset because of the way that the economy works, or do we get upset because of the way that it makes systems, of the way that makes people?
What the fuck would we be doing, man? What else would we be doing besides fucking what we do, man? Selling shit. We used to trade shit, and that shit must have been fucking grueling. Like, what if I didn't have what I needed? Like, you gotta trade donkeys and animals for like livestock and a bunch of random other shit. Like, yo,
They say that that's a better way of living, though. Is that like being able to hunt for your food and all this stuff day by day is better than having it in reserve and you working for it. How I don't know. I'm not saying I would love to do either or.
I couldn't even really say shit because I don't even know what the fuck would be.
Just to work
What
every
would
day
work?
for your food, so you don't really have to worry about, oh, I have to make sure I live in this house, or I have to make sure I do all this stuff. You just have to make sure, oh, I have a hut and I have to make sure I get food. That's it. That's all I have to do.
We're so comfortable though. Do you really want to live that way?
Well,
Like,
not
I
anymore.
don't want to live in no fucking hut. As much as like I think, yo, that'd be dope as fuck. I'm like, no air conditioning, no heat. I'm just freezing my ass off, living life all like minimalist, and I'm just like, yo, this shit actually sucks because I'm already too used to this. Like, if you're born into it, like being born into something like that, like I think about those tribes. Like, did you hear about that guy that got fucking arrowed to death because he was trying to go to that island where those inhabitants haven't had visitors in like who knows how long, and this dude was trying to convert them to a religion that they don't understand because they don't even speak English, and this dude just got arrowed to death. I'm like, what kind of fucking dumb shit?
Indigenous, yeah.
Indigenous, like people that are born into that kind of like shit, right? And could you imagine? We got lucky to be born into what we're born into right now. At any point, we could have been born into like a third world country or born into something else. We're likely to be just existing as a human with a consciousness in this country. We could have been born in some third world shit country and just be living a third world shit life, right?
Yeah.
But then, to us, it feels that way because we got this. But to them, it doesn't. It's not that bad. It might not be as bad as to them. But then they might see what we have, and then that's where like, oh, that shit looks dope.
Or they look privileged.
Because even living here, right, we have it good. Even if you're poor in America, you still have way better than anybody else in a third world country, right?
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah,
But
literally.
there's still a system to make you feel shit. Like, there's still levels of this shit, right? You in America, you a broke person, you have things more than somebody else does, but you're still broke and struggling compared to a rich motherfucker who has money out the ass, suits every day, like that kind of lifestyle, compared to just being able to be poor. But, yo, I forgot where the fuck I was going with this.
You're cool, man.
So
But that's a good example of how that shit works. Is that we have this intake of like, oh, look at how much money and all the shit that we do here. But again, in Africa, I'm pretty sure there's billions of people, not billions, but hundreds of people that are super happy with the minimalistic things that they do because of, like you said, they were born into it. They don't really see that like the need for having air conditioning because they've never had it. So what's the need for it?
Obviously, they could have a need for that shit. If you introduce air conditioning right now to some indigenous, they'd be like, yo, this shit is lit, son. Hot summers, they'd all gather around the air conditioner. You'd have a whole fucking tribe of people rolling through with that shit. Like, that's the thing, though. Like, if you introduce certain things. But some people will like, go live like Amish. Like, Amish people know that there's things around them, but they just choose to live the way they do. There's groups of people that are actually happy living in a minimalist way, like you said. And I think it's whatever floats your boat. But, like,
I want a robot. That's all I have to say.
Like, what would be a better way to do things? Like, what would be a better way to live, even as just a species? Because it's like, sometimes I feel like we're just a parasite on this place, like on this planet.
So we're destroying it.
But even if we don't destroy it, what the fuck is it gonna? Like, it's gonna be a planet that's just gonna keep doing what it's gonna do. Like, we're just here. Like, that's the part where my mind starts going into the rabbit hole where I start thinking about like shit. Like, yo, well, what the fuck's the whole point? That question comes into point. Like, yo, but I don't know. A better economy? Like, I don't know. I kind of like this because it's easy, it's convenient, but I'm sure, like, I could get a lot more, like, maybe, like, out of it if I experience things, like, you know, maybe we're too comfortable sometimes with people that, like, go and do shit where they experience. And I've experienced that shit. I got family in Mexico. I go fucking to Juarez, bro. I've seen that shit. I've seen the rough. I see fucking favela houses and shit.
Right,
Juarez,
the
bro.
concrete floors and shit.
The Juarez, there's no real, yeah, like, just, like, like huts, like a motherfucking sheet metal as your walls. Like you got 4 pieces of sheet metal. I see motherfuckers living those conditions in there, bro. That shit's crazy. They got the dirty sweats with like the old Disney shirt that they got from somebody that donated that shit because they ass never been to no fucking Disneyland.
All right.
You see a Mexican, if you see a poor ass Mexican family wearing a Disneyland shirt, you know they didn't fucking get that shit from Disneyland.
They just donated, found it somewhere.
And it's weird that we're so comfortable now that we go to other places that have it better or they have it less fortunate just to feel better about what we got. Like you see how fucked up the world is. Like we have to look at how shitty somebody else is doing to feel better about what we got. Like yo, you ever notice like when people die and like you know you were close, like somebody that you know loses somebody close and it affects you too to the point where it makes you like want to spend more time with your loved ones.
Yeah.
Think how fucked up that is. Somebody had to die and now has to suffer.
Now
because they lost someone just so
yeah.
you can go home and be like, yo, thanks, you know, I appreciate your life, like you being here, all types of shit. Like it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that shit's kind of sucks too. That it gives that kind of obligation too. That you're like, oh man, I should be a better person because this person died. It's like, where did that come from in the beginning? Like I thought you should have already had this kind of mentality. You know, like you said, you have to go into somebody
something always has to wake you up again or it makes you feel something. So we get so comfortable with this lifestyle. It's really weird because I think like we have the ability to wake up. Like you know, work sucks, right? You hate work. But when you're done with work, you have the ability to go home and do absolutely nothing and do it as the way you want to do it and be comfortable doing it. You can do a podcast. You can play some games, smoke some weed, fuck some hoes, bust loads, all types of shit. You know, we have that luxury, and it's just like. The fuck else is there, bro? Like, what else is there to do, man? There's so much shit that has to distract us because I don't know. We have so much shit to distract us from everything, like from everything that's around us. It's hard to imagine what life was like now without any of these things. You always need something, man.
Yeah, that's the American dream, I guess. I mean,
that's what it gets me thinking. Like, I wish I could like know what the fuck. Like, I wish like I could know what else is going on because there's just so much shit that I just don't understand. Or I guess there is something deeper. I wish I could like look into. Cause I don't know. We're just born. You got dick, you got pussy, splat, baby. You got all types of shit. You know, diseases, all types of shit, man. Like, what are we doing here, man?
You gotta take acid and figure out the truth.
I think DMT works better for that.
That's crazy. The whole fucking 15-minute trip.
That shit was intense.
You've done it before?
I've done DMT.
Damn.
A couple times. I did it the wrong way though. I didn't respect it when I went into it.
Tell us about it.
Like DMT. To me, is not one of those drugs that you just go into with your homies. Like, yo, we gonna fucking do DMT.
Let's get all fucked. Yeah.
You can do that with acid and shrooms. Like, if you're with a good group of people. But DMT is definitely more self-spiritual shit. Like, I went into that shit hyped. I was like, fuck yeah, let me hit that shit, homie. Put it on top of a bowl. I hit that shit. Felt like I was like taking off into space. But bro, like when I hit it, right? Have you guys ever done LSD or any mushrooms?
Yeah,
like
we've
that?
done those, but I've kind of wanted to do DMT, but we've never done it yet. But yeah, we've fucked around with some mushrooms and we fucked around with some acid. But DMT, go on,
like
tell us
DMT,
more.
You hit that shit, bro. It's not like any of that shit. Like you sink in and you feel like you're leaving your body. You feel like you're shooting out of your body. That's how I felt. And I was looking at shit. Everything became so, like, every color became so vibrant. Like, yellow was just really yellow. Each color was just so, like, vibrant. It was insane. But at the same time, I was thinking about shit. And it made me feel like I was sick. It made me think about, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Why am I doing drugs? Because it hit me, like, the way I felt when I took a hit, I felt like I was like, oh, shit. Oh, no. No, it made me feel so intense, bro. Cause like I know that's the shit that you take, right? Like your body, you're supposed to feel that shit right before you die, cause that's what DMT is. Like it releases it to you when you're born and right before you're about to die. So I thought this is scary. This is what you feel like when you're about to die. If you get to live it like that, if you die like that, if you don't just die lights out instantly, if you just die slowly, your body, oh DMT, here you go. Like that shit was wild, bro. I was like, no. I was like, why am I doing drugs? All this shit. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be living my life healthier. Because I was going through some health shit. So I was like, yo, why am I fucking being stupid and shit? And like, it was really intense. Like, having a really bad trip. Like, a really bad trip.
Damn.
Because it made me think about shit in my life. for like 5 minutes, and then I snapped out of it. Then I went from like, oh no, to like, ha ha ha. And I started laughing a little bit, but it's not as long as it doesn't last as long like as it like acid or shrooms. It's really short, like you said. But there's also different ways. Like the homie who like gave it to us, he just packed it in weed, but he told me that he's put it in like meth pipes, not mixed with meth, but just the bubbles in the pipes that they use. Like he put the DMT in there, and he just like hit it and like freebased it. He said that's like one hardcore way to hit it, and that shit will send you to a different like. Because I've listened to podcasts about other people talk about their DM trips, and some people say that they see like patterns, that they see like they're in a different world and they're getting all this information. But it's like somebody described it as like you figure out like what life is, the meaning of life, and you get all this information. But the only problem is that you don't have enough RAM up here to be able to store it all. So you just like get all this information, right? I've heard people say that on DMT they get all this enlightenment at once, and they just know how the world works, how the universe works in a second, and then instantly it's gone. They forgot all that information. And I'm like, wow, that's so twisted, bro.
And how do you feel like that happened?
I didn't feel like that. I felt like, what the fuck, yo? No. Oh fuck.
Okay,
man.
but you said that was your
really sucks.
That was your first experience.
Yeah, and then the second time I did it, I mean, it was still disrespectful as fuck, but I was more ready for that shit. So it was like, oh fuck, bro. Oh. But it feels like, because I used to do some stupid shit too. Like I've done Duster, and I remember we used to like do cans of Duster, bro. And like when you do Duster, that's how it feels too. You hear that wow 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 ringing sound. And when you take a big DMT hit, bro, you hear that exact same wong wong pulsating sound that I would hear when I hit Duster. But this shit was intense. And then it was accompanied by the shitty feeling of DMT and like realizing all the mistakes you made in your life and how you're making bad choices. Oh, bro, that shit was not fucking fun the first time. The second time it was still intense, bro. You still feel that wow wow wow. It feels weird, bro. But then I found out you're supposed to go at it like you're supposed to let those feelings take over, because when you do it, you can feel like that whole shit coming at, and you try to fight the feeling of what the DMT's trying to do to you. When you try to fight it, that's when you have a bad time. So when the first couple of times I did it, I was fighting it. The second time, not as much. But I didn't take a big hit again. Because the first time I did it, bro, I took a big fucking hit of DMT. He put a lot. Because he really wanted me to like go all out.
Feel it, yeah.
And I almost I felt all out, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh, bro, that shit was not fun, bro.
Do you have like a sickle body high and stuff too?
Yeah, bro, you feel it, bro? I said like I felt like I was shooting out of my body, bro. Like, and you just feel like I felt all plastered. Like, you gotta sit down, bro. You're not like, cause I don't know if people get up and be doing DMT and be walking around doing shit. I don't think it's that kind of drug.
Oh, man.
It's like there's this other shit called I can't even pronounce it. Ayahuasca.
Yeah, ayahuasca.
Oh, ayahuasca, yeah. And that shit's hardcore, but that shit's for some spiritual healing shit. Like that shit. And that's what DMT is kind of supposed to be, like a smaller, like a straight dose of that.
Yeah, more. It's
a
more
shortened experience, because ayahuasca takes days. That shit stays in your system.
Yeah, you go through a sickle vomiting thing. You go through all kinds of intense trials.
You go through all types of stages with it. Like you get sick as fuck at first. You get throwing up. But then after that, like you started crying and you're going through some emotional shit. I heard it. I'm like for people who had drug problems, it helped them get off of it. For people who had like childhood traumas, it helped them get over it. I heard people say that shit. I'm like, that's trip. Does it really do all that shit? Because I feel like I've done so much acid and mushroom shit. Like I feel like I would still do it and then still come out the same person.
Well, they do say that it helps a lot of people with PTSD and like addiction.
And I would hope it does. I just feel for me, like I would go. I don't know what the fuck I would go in there for. I don't think I really experienced that hardcore of a child. I never had like I mean, I've had some shit. I went through some shit as a kid, but I never had like a hardcore trial, like childhood trauma shit. Like I never got fucking beat to death or like almost beat to death or fucking touched as a kid. Like that shit.
Yeah, there's no traumatic thing that would have to be erased, I guess you could say. Because that's essentially what I think it is like it's just erasing that little thing. Or
imagine if you had some fucking dark memory right now that you just repressed. Or suppressed that you didn't even know you had. Like one day you just realized you got raped as a kid and you just suppressed that shit, like some dark shit like that. You ever think about things like that? Like what if? Because you can suppress memories, right? People will have something really bad happen and like some kind of traumatic thing, and they just find a way to completely wipe that memory out, or at least put it somewhere.
It never happened.
Like it never happened. But then at one point, subconsciously, it can start coming back. Like I don't know. That sounds like some crazy psychological shit.
And it happens though. I could see that. There's people that have talked about it all the time. They're just like, I don't know how or what, but I went through this amazing trip or I went through this thing and it was just devastating.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like I don't know if I would have. Maybe, I guess, because, addiction goes, there's a lot of addiction. Sometimes I think, like, it doesn't have to just be about drugs and alcohol. Addiction
Right.
can be from anything, from porn, food, things that you eat, habits that you have. There's some weird ass addictions.
Because that's a bad one too. It's a good. I like that you brought that one up. Is like food addiction. Because like, oh my god, that's people. I mean, obviously you see it if they're obese.
But some people don't. Some people have it different. Some people they get really fat. Some people can just be doing some wild shit, eating a lot, but they don't gain weight. But
I
their
think
body
that,
inside is actually like taking toll.
I think that's me. I think I'm just like one of those skinny fat people.
A skinny fat person.
Yeah, dude. I'm horrible.
Like your health is bad because of what you eat, but you're not like fat.
Yeah, I try my best to like do some exercise and stuff, but I'm not like, I gotta make sure I eat all healthy the 5-course meal, make sure I get all my veggies. Most of the time just like fuck it, let's just go to fucking Wendy's.
5-course meals, fuck no, that's too much eating. Like, I really went into depth with eating, cause like I had a high blood sugar and I never fucking thought I would ever get that shit, bro. So when I found out, bro, shit rocked me. So after that, I went on like a binge of just learning shit about it, learning how like what to lower and what not to eat, and then you learn a lot about food. I also took like when I was going to like C&M, I took nutrition for a little bit. I learned about a little bit about something about food in there too. So I have a little bit of knowledge on that shit, but I really researched it in the shit that you eat, man. Like people are so stuck on eating like 3 meals a day, like that's programmed into us too. Like they talk about how you're supposed to eat like 3 meals a day and shit like that. That's just another fucking way to trap you into like eating a lot. Like that's bad. Like you don't need to eat 3 meals a day, but
Fasting.
That's what I got into. Fasting. That's the shit.
I've tried it a few times. I mean, I get off and on it sometimes, but I do some intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting, where you have a window of time where you just gorge and you not worry about what the fuck you're eating.
12 hours in, 12 hours out, some shit like that. Sometimes I've even.
It's 8 hours. My window is 8. Like I'll go, like when I was really sticking to it, I was doing yoga with it too. I was wake up and I wouldn't eat nothing until 12 o'clock because my window would be from 12 to 8. I would eat whatever I wanted. And I wouldn't like go super ham and try to eat as much as I could. Like I didn't make it a contest.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I could only fit in so
about,
much food.
I didn't worry about how much I was eating because I know once 8 o'clock hit, I was done for the rest of the night until the next day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's like a 16-hour window where I'm not eating. When you have that long of a time, and I eat a lot, bro. Like it was a habit just for me to go in the microwave and pop in some ramen, bro. Ramen all day.
Right,
snacks,
quick hot pocket.
Bro.
Damn,
bro. Hot pockets, whatever. All that junk food, all that bad shit, bro. I eat so much of it, bro. But once I got onto that fasting shit, and you put yourself through it, and like there's days where there's hours of time where you're not eating. It's
right.
Because I could be doing something more productive. Because you don't realize how much food is actually a distraction too. Like you have plans, right? You have things you want to do, but sometimes you just eat. Like, yo, I'm gonna make some. Oh my god, I gotta study, but I'm gonna cook some real quick, and then you end up making it.
Or even half the time, you're just gonna go get something else really quick. Like you're fuck it, I'm just gonna go grab something right away.
Sometimes I really need to focus on something, and instead I start focusing on what I want to eat, and then I'll just get into a whole thing about eating, and then I forget about what I was doing, or I just stop doing it. So.
And I love this little thing too. It's like obviously it's better for you, but it's harder to make. If you obviously take the time to make something, it's healthier for you, way more nutritious, but it just takes longer.
Actually, there's that whole debate about that shit even being true, because like there's a lot of shit that your body needs that we can't even really get it. That's why they make fortified foods. That's why there's so much fortified foods this shit, because to like get all the vitamins and nutrients you would need in a day, you would have to you can't get it in the food you eat alone. You have to get it through supplements and shit like that.
Yeah,
so,
vitamins and all that shit. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I just usually try to eat like one big ass meal a day. That's what I do now. I try to like maintain, like not eating. Like I'll wake up, not eat. If I want to work out, because I'm big. I'm big, right? So if you eat, or if you like go to work out first thing in the morning, not first thing in the morning, like you don't gotta wake up balls early.
Yeah.
But as soon as you wake up, before your first meal of the day, you go and exercise. Your body's going to use whatever stored fat you have as energy, because your body uses what's in your stomach first.
Go open the door. No, you're cool. But I see what you're saying, because you feel like you're storing more, right?
Well, no, because, if I'm like, I got more fat on me, but like if I want to burn fat, right? I want to lose weight. The easiest way to do it, the most I think smart way for me to do it is to not eat and work out, and then eat after I work out instead of like, because your body always uses. Somebody told me, well, your body uses what's in your stomach first. When you eat something, it's gonna use what's in your stomach as a source of energy. And when you don't have anything in your stomach for after like 5 or 6 hours, your body, it has nothing. After you last meal digested, it's all stored in fat. It's
And
all
it,
stored away.
and it's so crazy too because I was reading or I was listening to fucking NPR and they were talking about how even just the different body types do cause weight gain and weight loss. Like maybe I can have a shorter intestine than yours, so mine moves through mine faster than yours. Just a little bit, even just a few centimeters causes that to happen. Even the way you
Like
chew,
change.
just
Chewing, that
chewing.
makes a big difference too. That's a big difference. All of it plays a factor. But the thing about, like, if I'm trying to lose weight, the best way to do it is to do it in the morning before I have my first meal, so my body uses my stored fat as energy. Because
And
if
it
I'm
just
working
goes
out
in.
and like there's nothing like in my stomach, it's gonna use my body. So for somebody like me, that'd be a better option. I feel like if you was trying to bulk up on your size and shit like that, I don't think that would be a good idea. Like to like not eat before you work out.
So then you think it'd be the opposite, then work out
Like
and
if
then
you're
eat.
like, depending what you're trying to do, I feel like if you're trying to lose
Bulk
weight,
up, bro. I'm trying to gain 10 pounds in
like
this
if you're
shit.
trying to bulk up, I wouldn't recommend you to wake up and not eat and then work out. I would recommend like you probably want to eat first because you want to use whatever your body has. But I don't know how. I don't really know. I'm barely getting into this whole fitness shit again, so there's still things that I'm not too sure about. But I'm pretty sure that
And there's a bunch
it's
of
better to
rules.
eat.
There's a bunch of rules to it too, where it's like, oh, if you want to bulk up, you should at least have this much protein at this time, or you should at least be doing this kind of exercises while having protein, so it bulks up this part of your muscle.
Yeah, because that's what I was just like. There's just certain diets that you can follow too. Certain proteins. It's just like there's a lot of shit. People with the powder protein shakes and all that shit.
That's ridiculous.
There's
I don't
so
know
much
how
extra,
that.
There's so much extra shit to it. I'm just like that's a lot of extra shit. I don't want to take no protein shakes or do anything like that. I just want to like eat naturally and work out and get to where I need to get to the natural without having to take all that creatine. I think, but then those are the people that really want a certain body type.
You think so? It's
Like, if
just
you-
like a specific kind of thing.
Because think about how important their shit is to them, right? Like we do shit, we like what we like, and we go all out on the things that we like to do sometimes. So somebody who takes fitness and takes all that shit more serious than like the average person does, they're gonna go through more extremes of doing their shit. Like all the protein shakes, the creatine shakes, all that shit. It's gonna be like, whoa.
Even like the illegal shit. Let me
Oh,
just take a
that's-
bunch of supplements of
Damn
fucking
steroids.
creatines and fucking tainted steroids.
But their body, I mean, if they stick to it and they really like stick to it, they're gonna get the results they want with that shit.
Yeah.
If they really stick to it, if they're doing it the way they're supposed to, they're gonna get what they want, even if they had to take all them shits. But steroids, that's a whole. I don't even know. Why would you even want to use steroids? Those steroids destroy your muscles in the long run.
But
Is
I
that
mean,
what
it,
steroids do. Like,
and it kind of like, isn't it? Steroids are produced naturally in your body, so you're just trying to enhancing it. You're just like, oh, at this point, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting the right amount of steroids to do what I need at that point. It's just like
I don't even know what the fuck is in the syringe of steroids. That just, I don't know what that shit is in there. I just know inject it into your shit makes you stronger, but it kills your shit in the long run. Like, there's a lot of things that people do to get it right away.
it's like inflating you almost, and it just fucking flattens after a few years.
After a few years, yeah, right. It gets you all like it does too much damage.
You're all pumped, and then you're just flattened after it.
I heard it destroys shit, but I don't know. I'm sure they have steroids now, but then there's other steroids that we take too, because there's the steroids you get from doctors. Like taking Advair, they consider that a steroid for your lungs.
Yeah.
And I used to take that shit. I'm like, that shit will do you damage in the long run. They said too, so I'm gonna have bad lungs when I get older because I took Advair.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly, probably doesn't help that I smoke mad weed.
But I mean, what doesn't weed help? Weed helps everything. It helps a lot of things. Okay, so this is what I heard is that like weed is actually pretty beneficial in a lot of ways, but one negative way is smoking it. Is because of turning it into the actual burnt product of like something that's
Smoking anything and inhaling into your lungs is
Yeah.
so unnatural that of course it's gonna have its negative effects, even if it's like good shit.
yeah. Even if you do get the good shit and stuff, it still has that negative effect of turning into the smoke.
You can still get lung cancer, I think, from smoking weed, just because you're fucking smoking and you're fucking your lungs up with smoke. Like you're still putting tar into your lungs, or you're putting that shit that you get. 'Cause you look at weed,
Yeah.
you're still putting shit in your lungs. Even wax, I think wax is worse. I feel like wax is in the long run. I think wax will do more damage to people's lungs than like smoke.
Yeah.
Weed smoke.
I think it was like.
Did you ever take a wax hit, a really strong wax hit, and it feels like you're gonna fucking die? It feels
Yeah.
like your lungs are gonna collapse.
Remember those
like,
times where I'm like coughing for 20 minutes? I'm like,
yeah,
how the
you're
fuck
like,
did this happen?
Oh, you're coughing for such a long time. You're like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, should I be coughing this long? And I'm like retarded. I'm looking. My face is getting red. My veins are like popping out. I'm drooling.
What do they call it? The dab sweat?
Like,
Yeah.
my lungs feel horrible.
No, yeah.
It feels horrible. Like,
see, so there has to be some negative to doing
I
it
feel
in
like,
that
but
way.
it's because it's new, right? Like, wait until like 20 years from now, like, you know, when cigarettes and shit like that was like, when they really started manufacturing cigarettes a lot, and then people were getting cancer from it before they finally figured, oh, this shit gives them cancer. Whoops. I've been smoking this shit for years. Didn't know they had this effect. Like, weed is finally getting popular because like 10, 20 years ago, that shit was super illegal. Like, you really couldn't fuck with it like how we do now. Like, we're so blessed to be in this era.
Dude, mad. I mean, I remember back in high school, I was like, you know, oh no, we're gonna get in trouble for weed. But now you know that little kid we work with. I don't know if you've ever worked with a little high school kid. His name is.
Dude that was there. They quit.
No, but he had a friend like him. His name is Andrew. He dude, that's all they do is fucking mad blazing at school and stuff with those little carts and stuff. Like all.
Bro, they got it so easy, bro. I used to have to go out my way to smoke in school.
I know, all freaked out. You're right, all freaked out.
Your way to smoke to get high in high school, bro.
Bro, you live next to the school. Let's go to your house.
Let's go to your fucking house, right? Fuck, bro. You'd have to go in the bath. Bro, I remember the fucking things I did, I think. The first time I remember a homie gave me a little bit of bud.
The bathrooms.
Before, like, not even, like, I didn't even have a pipe, bro, because it was, like, high school. My
the
homie,
cans.
He was, like, I do smoke weed. He gave me a little piece of bud. And, like, I remember I had, like, I took apart a pen, and I used, like, a pen, little parts of it inside a pen. You can kind of make it into one. I packed a little tiny bowl into it, smoking plastic and shit and weed.
Plastic and weed.
Like, before
Yeah.
Before I was really getting high, because I remember, like, the first time I got high, I was 13, but after I got high with my brother and his friends, I didn't really get high like that for years until, like, I started hanging out with my friends who were potheads out of school, and they had weed on them.
Yeah.
Somehow they always came across the weed. That's weird how you always came across the weed somehow. Like, yo. Like, I was a broke-ass kid growing up, so I barely had, like, to have $20 randomly like that, I felt blessed some days, like, before I started being able to work for my own money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do those stoner friends that you had growing up just get money to get weed?
Yeah.
You know?
I guess it was just like my excuse is because my parents smoked.
See, if you had parents that smoked, that was dope.
Yeah, so I was able to at
But
least.
if your parents didn't smoke weed and you wanted to smoke weed, you'd have to go out your way back in the day just to find some shit. Especially if you didn't have a job, be like 13, 14, 15, trying to look for some weed.
Right. And you know your parents aren't giving you allowance.
Parents, like, yeah, my parents give me no fucking allowance. I'm Mexican, bro.
I didn't get no allowance. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, if you rich, maybe, like, if your parents were, like, banking it, you get allowance. But
if anything, I can go to work with my dad and maybe make a few bucks. But that was it.
Right. Yeah,
like, no fucking, I ain't going to give you no money just because you said you cleaned the yard.
Fuck no, bro. That shit's like cheap asses. Like, fuck you.
They're like, go earn your damn money.
But we used to go all our way just to get high in school, man. Now you can just fucking pull out a fucking what looks like I thought your little shit looked like an iPad, like an old school, like little
the little
iPod,
fucking,
little old,
yeah, those
like,
nanos.
Oh shit, it's a vape. Like, yo, so easy now. Like, it's so easy. The smell, like, going to the movie theater, bro. That's the shit. Like, now you go to the movies with the wax pen. I remember just getting really stoned before you're gonna go watch a movie. Like, at the movie theater, you just have to get really fucking stoned.
Yeah, ripped is crazy.
You would just have to get as ripped as you could before you go watch your movie. Because once you got in there, like, unless you was risking getting kicked out, there was no smoking weed. Like, some people did it. Some people might have got away with it. A lot of people got kicked out.
Right? Yeah.
Like, now you can go to movies and take a pimp, bro. They have it. Like, we have it so good now.
Yeah, dude. That's what I love about when people talk shit. They're like, oh no, the past is way better. Like, there was way better things to do in the past. Fuck no. This is the time to live right now. Right now is the shit to be doing.
I feel that way now because we got to see a lot of shit, like I said. But damn. Like, but there was a lot of shit back in the day that was way better. Like, if you was into, like, like, for example, it was easier back in the day to get away with certain crimes. Like, back, like, in the 70s, 60s, 50s, I could murder somebody, and if I was just a little more intelligent, I could get away with it. You murder somebody now, 2019, they finding you with ease.
There's no way you're getting. It's
Like,
very
bro,
hard.
it's very hard. You can do it, but it's very hard to get away with murder nowadays. Like, there's certain things like that you could do. Like back in the day, right? Do you ever remember a point like where you used to get sent to the store, right, to buy some shit that you shouldn't be buying as a kid?
Oh, dude,
Because
yeah,
people
I've
at the
heard of
store-
those. Yeah, they're like buying the cigarettes, buying. Well,
Remember
I was
Mexico?
I was never able to buy I never able to buy alcohol, but I remember there was a little store that were like, yeah, go ahead, you're gonna go buy it
Not
for your
us, because
mom.
we're like 20 something, like born in 90s. But like our parents, like them being born, like think about kids in the 50s going to the store because their dad sent them to go get them a beer real quick, and they fucking run down in the 50s, like, you know, and it's all cool because it's the 50s. Shit wasn't as like serious back in the day with certain laws. Like nowadays, like there's a lot more stricter laws for certain things. Like, you know, motherfuckers was just drinking and driving like all the time back in the day. There wasn't really too many. Like,
Dude, yeah, dude, DUIs like were given out like candy. They're like, oh, it's okay, here you go, don't do it again.
like no, like back in like before even like when cars even came around, we had like people driving cars, but there was no laws yet. Really, too many strict laws for cars because they were a new thing, right? There was no drinking and driving under the influence. Breathalyzer, there was none of this shit. And like slowly, like things start getting more lawful. So and like for certain things, it was better. Like I could cruise like back in the it'd probably be easier to drive down the street like in the 50s and 40s and drinking a beer. It was probably a lot more easy to like, you know, do with ease and less worry.
There probably
than it is
wasn't even
now.
any problem doing that.
If I'm drinking a beer in my car and driving, bro, I'd be so paranoid. Like, I mean, I'm paranoid as a motherfucker right now because, like, if they see it's a fucking brewski, bro, I'm going to jail. I'm losing my license for a certain amount of time. I'm serving some time in prison, like, or possibly serving some time, like, all types of consequences for stupid shit. But, like, necessary shit because there's motherfuckers that fuck it up for a lot of other people. Like for certain things, it's better. Like back in the day, like if I wanted to get away with more petty crimes and more shit, it was easier to live back. It was better back in the day to do that shit. If you was like even certain things might have just been better back in the day. But like now, I'd rather live now because there's a lot of dope shit in this era that we get to experience. Like sex is one of those things. Like porn. That's another one. Porno. That's a whole fucking.
That you can't
crazy
even
shit.
you can't even talk about that because of how much there is. Joe Rogan has a joke is like, we're good. We could stop making porn right now, and there'd still be enough that everybody can't watch it all.
Oh god, I can't even imagine.
There's too much.
There's so much porn, bro. That's why it's so much money into it, but it still makes so much money.
It's a lot.
But that's because it's one of those things that we just kind of primal need. Yo, everybody loves sex. Like imagine if we didn't have to have sex, bro. Sex is so tied into a lot of the shit that we do.
But okay, here let me
It
throw
almost
it.
feels like
Let me just blow you again. Blow you some minds again. Is like fucking. We and another few animals are the only ones that actually do it for pleasure.
Yeah, I heard that one before.
We don't do that shit anymore. Like, what the fuck? Like, other animals know that they only have to do it to repopulate. That's it. Like, oh, I can't let my species die, but I need to do it just for that. Not to be like, yeah, I need to bust a nut tonight, and I need to bust a nut in a couple hours. I
don't even think the animals that don't do it for pleasure, I don't even think that they'd really know why they're doing it. I think it's just all instinctual. Because, like, do animals really think, like, yo, I got to get it in or else I'm, like, not going to have any kids? Like, I don't think animals really... I think animals just go off for, like, primal instincts. Because there's certain animals that... Like, dogs show affection. Like, dogs can show emotions. They can tell when you're sad and they do things, right?
Yeah.
But even then, bro, like, they'll still, like, do shit out of instinct and impulse. And just, like, you throw something.
You think so, though?
Shit, like,
You literally think, well, okay, here's an example. You throw a fucking... stuffed animal and the dog starts humping it. It's for pleasure. It's not because it thinks it needs to repopulate. It's not like it's because
but with dogs hump, but also not just about sex and repopulate. Some dogs, they say do it, it's a dominance thing.
Oh really?
Yeah, like they say that. Like, have you ever seen a female dog hump somebody?
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck is this female bitch like humping somebody? Like, sometimes they do it just to show dominance. Like, humping isn't always with animals. It's not always like a sex thing. It's also a dominance thing. Like, and that's a trip. So that's why I didn't know about dogs. It's not like they don't always hump because they're horny or they're trying to fuck, but some of them are really just trying to show dominance. Like, you'll even see like dude dogs humping other dude dogs. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
What are you trying to do?
Like, you fucking gay dog, get out of here. Like, but it's not because they're gay. It's just because it's a dominance thing. Like, But if I try to go fucking hump somebody and be like, yeah, dominate, that would be some like gay shit. Like, they get some, hey
Right.
man, get the fuck out of here, man.
They're like, I'm trying to
Get
show
my
you
ass
my
here.
power.
I'm trying to show you that I'm the alpha male.
I got power.
That's just some shit the animals do that we don't make sense. That's just like how they roll. But we do have sex for pleasure, and there's so much crazy shit. I always think about that too, because I think it's just porn, man. I've watched so much porn, bro.
There's too
since I
much
was a
out there,
kid.
man.
I got exposed at a young age, though. I was one of those kids that got just like.
And we were talking about it last time. Remember, porn was just a magazine, fucking a little fucking, and you're lucky if you got 3 pages of it.
Magazine. I remember watching Playboys, and then when I came across a Hustler, I was like, "Oh shit, this is
Dude.
a game changer."
This is where shit got
The
real.
first time I came across them, it was like Playboys. It was in a basement at this old house we lived in. I remember just going through it, and I was just like, "Whoa, what the fuck? Oh shit! Oh, titties, bushes." It was like hairy ass vaginas, and I was just
Right,
like, "Oh, shit's crazy."
90s were okay. It was okay to have hair down there.
Like I remember, like I would just go look at it, porno, and I'd be like, "Whoa," felt a certain way about it. Then I go back and look at it. And remember one day they found. I showed my cousin, and she like thought it was crazy too. We're like, "Yo," and then she told mom. Mom told mom, like, fucking talked to my mom's, and it fucking went back one day. That shit was gone.
They found the stash.
But then I remember when I came across my brother, when I found a porno DVD, bro. The first time I ever watched some porno, bro. I was like, "Holy shit, bro!" That's all I wanted to do for like the rest of my life, bro. Fuck, bro, like that shit triggered something, bro. You gotta be careful, man, because sex is one of those things, bro, that's so programmed into us. Like,
That's another addictive thing.
like a porn, sex, like, bro, it's all fucking so like so made into something, like into a pleasure thing. Like even eating food now, I think about it, a lot of shit is just pleasure driven. Even eating food, like people don't eat because I need to get the nutrients. Or like, oh fuck yeah, I want to taste something because the cheese and like you get pleasure out of eating certain foods. Like some days you're hungry, you eat whatever you eat just to get rid of it. But some days you're really like, ooh, I want to eat some like pizza, or I want to eat something really tasty that you've been thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds really good. I'm gonna eat that shit.
It's like a
Pleasure.
craving, I guess. Kind of like
Or
craving.
just like you're eating because of pleasure, like you want that pleasure of food, because food can be addicting too. Like people get addicted to the pleasure because it's like a high that you get from food.
It's addicting as fuck.
Like you get a high from all the shit. Like watching porno, you get a high from. That's why people keep doing it. 'Cause
And
you
you're
get a
not,
high from
yeah.
it.
And there are even certain times where you're not like, okay, you get a fucking medium pizza. 3 slices should sustain you for the rest of the day. You shouldn't be able to have to
Right.
eat the whole pizza.
Fuck no.
That's an addictive kind of like pleasure that sucks, but it's really bad.
Like the self control that some people like even me, man. Some days I'll be like, I'll be really good on my self control. Like I'll be doing really good, watch my shit, and then some days I'll just be like,
Fuck it, I want to eat mad.
everything. I'm like everything's getting touched, like all of it. This shit's crazy, bro.
Addictive properties, that's for sure.
Everybody has some kind of addiction. You learned about it. You can be addicted to games. You can be addicted to fucking minimal shit like food, drugs, sex, things. I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh man, Irvin,
Yo,
you've been here for like 2 hours.
I know, bro.
That's good. I like it. That was fun, man. That's it. That's all this is. It's just we chat, we talk, we have intellect, we talk
Bro,
about philosophy.
This is like my first podcast I've ever done, man.
You
I
gotta-
like really talk through some shit.
Yeah, you got to come back, dude.
I'm gonna get more experience for this shit,
Because
bro.
the best thing about it is that there's never something to talk about. There's always something to
There's
talk
always
about.
something to talk about.
Always some shit going on. We could bring up some other stuff. We talk about music again. There's always something. So we got to have you back, man.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, you have anywhere you want to shout them out? You want to shout out anything? Anywhere they want to find your music? Anywhere you got
I'm
any?
still in the makings of a lot of shit. So once I get my shit more organized, I'll definitely
Come back.
come back with some shit.
We'll get some shit going. Because I
Some
mean,
shit going.
you're working with that fucking what is that? What is that little keyboard called? It's called Alesis, right, or something like that.
The fucking beat pad, the Kai Pro.
The Kai Pro,
Yeah.
fucking yeah, dude. We didn't even we got a lot of shit to touch on, man.
It's a lot of shit.
But-
Definitely, most definitely. I'll be back.
Fuck yeah.
This was dope, bro. This shit was dope.
Thank you, dude, for coming.
Fuck yeah. Thank you for having me, man.
No
This
problem.
shit's fucking dope.
Sound guy, you know it, bro. Check us out. Give us some beats and give us some motion. We'll be back again on Sunday. We'll have some more guests. I'm gonna have the boss. I'm gonna have Johnny on here. You remember Johnny? Have you ever met Johnny?
Johnny, nah.
He's the boss at my building.
Oh, Johnny, yeah, I know Johnny.
Yeah, he's gonna be on here.
Where are you gonna get it?
Yeah, it's gonna be some funny shit, dude.
The guy, Teddy.
the dietary manager.
Podcast.
All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you guys later.